Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing Jerron Boots Ennis, the next big thing at 147 pounds. Is Matchroom broke? And Tank versus Jake Paul? But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. And make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live today. Make sure you click the link and hop on the panel once I drop it to give your 2 cents. Or you can always call in at the number at the bottom of the screen. Let me get it for y'all. 281-845-2103. Let me open up the Google Voice so y'all can get through. If anybody want to call real quick just to test that number out so I can make sure it work. I'm still trying to get that system 100% up and running. Y'all know I'm continuously always trying to improve the show, finding more ways for you guys to be able to get your 2 cents across. You can write it in the chat. You can write it in the super chat. You can write it to 2 cents boxing and hit it in the Cash App. You can call in with the number, or you can click the link and get on the panel. I'm here to hear y'all's 2 cents. See, y'all hear my 2 cents through the videos. Y'all really want to know my 2 cents? Y'all make sure y'all watch the videos that I post through the week. That's why I really get to get my 2 cents off. But when I come on here for the shows, it's for y'all to get y'all 2 cents off. Why didn't it ring? All right, the call came through, Ty. I got it. Appreciate it. So, the call in number is working. And if anybody enjoyed this setup here with the StreamYard, you're interested in starting a channel, starting StreamYard yourself, there is a link in the description if you want to click that and use it to get started with StreamYard. I did answer. Ty told me to press 1, and then I pressed 1, and then you hung up. You gotta remember I'm on the computer, so I gotta click around. But it did work. Shout out to the people supporting the channel early today. Shout out to Ty Drakeford with the $5 in the super chat. Huge supporter of the channel. She says just showing love and support. Shout out Ty Drakeford. Ty Drakeford, my co-host, huge supporter of the channel. Ty, you are greatly appreciated. And we got Oscar Perez with the $4.99 in the super chat. Shout out Oscar. He says, "What's up?" Smacking that like button like Plant Smack K Charlo. Ooh, Oscar, is that you from Mr. Boxing Talk? Shout out. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. So, what's going on? Let's talk. I'm trying to. Well, let me say. No, I don't like to sing. Try. I don't like to use the word trying. Right. I tell my kids, do or don't, but don't try. And they like, "Mom, what you mean?" I said, I told my son, I said, "How do you try to do something?" He said, "What you mean you try to do it?" I say, "How do you try to do something? You either do something or you don't do something. How do you try to do something?" So every time my kids tell me they gonna try to do something, I look at them and I say, "You gonna try?" And then they fix it. Cause how you gonna try to do it? So I'm working on getting different feels for my shows, my 3 different shows I do. So this show is for, is for this. We already know it goes down on 2 Cents After Dark. We already know what that show about. But my Friday show and my Sunday show, I'm working on trying to get them, to have a little different feel. Because my Sunday show is way shorter. This show and 2 Cents After Dark is where we really get into the nitty gritty. So let me know and drop it below which one of these topics y'all want to start with first. I want to do something a little different today and take a look at some videos if my internet not tripping, because I seen some interesting things and I was gonna watch them before I came on here, but I was like, you know what? I could just watch them with y'all if my computer not tripping. So I just seen a video of Shakur. Let me see. Let's see. Let me see if I can share my screen. Oh snap. Hold on, y'all. Cause I need to do something. What up, Oster 40? He say, "What's up, 2 Cents? I told you I was gonna come try for a while." Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Hold on, y'all. Let me do something right fast, and I'm gonna see if we can get this video to work. Cause this is crazy. What's going on right now? This is crazy. What's going on right now? Share my screen. Hold on, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
We just want to know who the Tower Boys is, Corp. Yo, cool, real shit. I only got one question.
Man, why y'all got it so long? Just act this. Why y'all just ain't cut to the part where he asking the question? Y'all got music playing. They gonna be trying to. Man, you know what I'm saying? So I read the title. Y'all can see that it say, "F them." Shakur Stevenson fire shots at Turkey Al Sheik Towel Boys. Storms out on Zapata talk. All right, let's see what's up.
Give me the picture, I'll take it. Somebody want to give me a camera, I'll take the picture.
Bro. Did I miss the part or something? Because I haven't watched this video. I just seen the title. I figured we'll watch it on the show. Oh yeah, boxing been a soap opera, Ty. It's just getting crazy. His hands don't look that bad right there.
Hey, cool. I got one question. That's all. Cool. I know you want to do media. We just want to know who's the Towel Boys.
Who's the Tower Boy?
Yes, please tell us, cool. We're interested.
Fuck them niggas.
Can you at least talk about the offer, cool?
Fan base, Sham. Look, all this kids them is the fan base.
All right, I guess he said it. All right, so I guess that's what he was saying. So Shakur taking shots publicly at Turkey Al Sheik is getting heated. It's heating up. Ariana say 2 cents. That's purely because there's nothing wrong with his hands at this time. What are we listening to? That's what I was saying, Mr. Shelton. They was saying he said he took shots at Turkey Al Sheik, said F them, talking about some towel boys. Like that's really disrespectful. Like this he really calling them towel boys? Like that's wow. That's crazy. We ain't really seen nobody disrespecting Turkey Al Sheik, and when they do, they come back with a different tone and they be looking a little zombie like. It's weird. It's weird. But I also wanted to show this interview that I watched with Eddie Hearn. And I wanted to show this interview that I watched with Brian Norman Sr. Let's do a live reaction to this video. Shout out to AM Sports Media. If y'all have not subscribed to them, go over there and subscribe to their channel. Common Sense, Boxing Talk, great interviews, very professional, but they will get on your ass. Great time over there. We have fun over there. All right, here we go. Y'all let me know and drop it below what y'all think as we going. This is Brian Norman Jr. Sr. exposes Jerron in his defense. Picks Stanionis to win. Y'all already know my 2 cents about Brian Norman Sr. Hold on, Mr. Shelton. I'm not about to let you do them like that. Jason and Greg are haters. No, they are not. Compared to who, Mr. Shelton? Here we go. Can y'all hear? Put a one in the chat if I need to turn it up.
Because Greg Hackett said it to me and he did it to me. He hit that man low so many times. He hit him in the hip. Now, you can ask, is he hitting him low on purpose? He got warned. He got warned several times. Even got a last warning. Hey, it's your last warning. That's how many times he hit him low. Yeah. Now, there was times he was hitting him low that the ref did not see.
Y'all look at Greg's face. Look at Greg's face. He looks perplexed.
Yeah. He was on the other side. One time, Ruff was on the other side. He hit him in the hip, directly in the hip. The same thing Greg Hackett said to me. Yeah. He hit him behind the head twice. Go watch these fights. I'm a student of this shit. Go watch these fights. He's doing this to gain an advantage over these people because no matter what, even if you get called for it, the damage is done.
Okay.
And this man still lasted 12 rounds. He still lasted 12 rounds. He still was smart enough. He still was bold enough and brave enough. Nobody ran from him. David Amnesia didn't run. Nobody runs from him. He does not have the power.
So Brian Norman Sr. feels as though Jerron Boots Ennis has no power. Let me know and drop it below what y'all think in the chat. I always felt like Boots had power because he was pretty much stopping people. So I'm just curious. You know, I mentioned it that if you, I don't know, Ty, like I seen that in upper chat, and I mentioned that if you was interested in using StreamYard, I had the link in the description. So I don't know if it heard me say that and put the link in the thing. Hold on. Crash Crypto say Boots got enough power to hurt his son in 16-ounce gloves. That's what I'm saying. Like, why is Brian Norman? Why is he saying this? And I'm like, does he believe this? Like, is he capping? Is he serious? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, is he serious? Does he seem serious to y'all? I'm like, what is going on? Let's see what else he say. So, okay, Boots don't have no power.
He has to flash. That's about it.
So there's been some people that feel as though maybe there's some defensive holes there.
Absolutely.
And you feel that is the same as well.
Hey, if you like watching boxing, and it was actually a good fight to watch when you watch with it from a different eye. If you like watching boxing, go watch Cameron Boots 2. Watch how flinchy he was. You know how they tend to do the defense like this, the one arm shit like this?
Mm-hmm.
That's where he's the most vulnerable at. When they doing this, that's flash. That's flashy defense. That's unnecessary. Put your fucking hands up. This shit here is unnecessary. He was getting caught so much doing.
Now, did y'all see Brian Norman Jr. last fight? And that's the thing I've always said about Boots. Like, I feel like Boots is a good fighter. He's very athletic. He's very versatile. But he did have some holes in his defense. And it has been believed to me that he's getting hit like that because he's trying to put on a show. He's trying to knock people out. He's not worried about people's power. So what I want to see in this fight, which is really what I'm looking for, because I think he's going to beat Stanionis. I think he's more athletic than Stanionis. He's faster than Stanionis. Stanionis is too slow. And I think he's just going to get beat up. But he does have holes in his defense. And we haven't been able to establish, is that because he has holes in his defense, or is that because the level of people he's been fighting, he's bigger than these guys or whatever. He hasn't been worried about their power. He's just been taking punches, which to me, I don't really agree with that kind of style. Like, take one and to give one, but one of my sons fights like that, so I'm like, bruh, just move your head. But he'll take a shot and come back with 2 pow pow. It's crazy, but I don't think you should be getting hit like that. So let's see what else he's saying, because he picked Stanionis to win.
Doing that. That's how he was getting caught. He was so flinchy. Because he trying to time where it's coming from, but he used to people standing right in front of him, punching at him. Karen wasn't doing that. So Karen, he'll do this. Karen to catch an angle and boom, go look at it. Man, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. Wow, I watched it twice. I watched it twice at 5 o'clock in the morning. The other morning, I'm a student of this shit. Like I'm studying for him. I got it. I'm on it. I'm on it.
Did Boots not win majority of the rounds in the last Karen fight? Oh, I'm tripping. Or should the 40 say Boots do get hit a lot? He get hit a lot. He do get hit a lot. And like you may think that stuff all cool at 47, but you're going to be moving up. You need to have your defense on point. It's a different glove size at 54. You ain't finna be doing all that flashy, trying to turn, roll with the punches and all that fighting in slow motion shit. Even though I hope he puts on one of those performances against Stanionis. I hope that this is his biggest competition. This is his test. I hope he puts on one of those performances when he gets in the ring. And then I want to see what the people gonna say next. Are they gonna move the goalposts? Are they going to now accept Jerron Boots Ennis? Is he gonna be taking a step into his stardom? Is he going to go to 54? Is he going to continue to try to be undisputed at 47? We all want him to go to 54 because that's where the smoke at. We all want him at 54 because that's where the smoke at. But he said that he wants undisputed at 47, so we got to rock with him. You can't be mad at him because he ain't doing what you want him to do. Now you acting like you don't want to support him. Damn, D-Town Funk, what you mean? Well, how is Boots a hope seller, bro? What is you saying? He been at 47. The belt's been locked up this whole time between Crawford and Spence. He got the opportunity to get a belt. Boom, he get the belt. He been trying to get the opportunity to unify. You feel like what hope is he selling? Shout out to Dr. Boxing Talk in the building. What up, Dr. Boxing Talk? Listen, if y'all haven't checked out Dr. Boxing Talk, y'all make sure y'all go over there, check out his channel. He go live in the morning. Great common sense, logical, reasonable conversations. But y'all know me, I'm coming on the platform, I'm shaking the table. I'm shaking the table. Shout out Mr. Dr. Boxing Talk. Mr. Shelton say if he beats Stanionis, he will have beaten a champion. He will be solidified. Okay. That's what you're saying now, Mr. Shelton? Shout out Fight Sports Talk. Looks like an interesting chat. Let me say what's up to everybody. Then we're going to finish going through this interview. Because I hear what Brian Norman Sr. is saying, right? And you can know all of that. But can your fighter capitalize and take advantage of the things that you're talking about? Can Brian Norman Jr. get in the ring and capitalize on this stuff that you're talking about? We about to see if Stanionis going to be able to capitalize off of it. We about to see if Boots about to go in there and be more defensively responsible. That's what I'm looking for this fight. Is Boots going to be more defensively responsible? A lot of people having an issue with the flash, but I mean, to me, that's just that seems to be his style, right? It's not like he turning it on and turning it off. That just seems to be his style. So, I mean, will it work against him eventually? Maybe if he don't make the changes. Shout out All Things in the building. Ty Drakeford, what up? Miss Barbara D, what's going on? Lee Jackson, what's up? Cash Crypto in the building. Mr. Greg, what's going on? In the building. Boxing, what up in the building? Jay Henderson in the building. Ariana is in the building. What's going on? Savage Bo, what's up, Savage? I already shouted out my homie Oscar. Mr. Greg, let's see who else we got. And y'all be sure to punch that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And shout out to the people that be coming through hitting the dislike button. Shout out to y'all. Hit the like button, hit the dislike button. Appreciate the viewership. So I wonder, like, do you just hit the dislike button after you watch it, or like, do you hit the dislike button before you when you start watching it? I just said what point that you're viewing my video that you don't like, do you hit the dislike button? I'm just curious. D-Town Funk in the building. What's going on? Desmond Johnson. What up, Desmond? Who else we got? Adrian Villarreal. What's going on? Brian Norman Sr. is a joke. Boots is the real deal. Like, why he sitting up here trying to discredit that man like that? He ain't got no power. Why he saying that? I mean, I don't think Boots lost a round to the Karen fight. He had never even lost a round, y'all. That's crazy. Brian Norman Sr. is a hating ass clout chaser. Tell your son fight Karen then. I mean, these people acting like they Karen. And I want to find the interview where he talks about, the weight of respect. Pops talking for his son, but he be telling on himself, needs to think more before he speaks. Shelton Moore said that's his opinion. His son wants to fight Ennis. Let Junior tell us if Ennis has power. But I mean, you sitting there just like, oh, he do this, he do that. Like, you talking about you studying. Mr. Shelton, I'm about to drop the link in a second. You gonna have to come up here. We gonna have to chat. You going hard in the comments today. But you sitting there giving away your game plan and everything you find, and like, why are you doing that? Ariana say BS. Norman Jr. should fight Boots, put up or shut up. We all know he's not trying to fight Boots. We all know he's not trying to fight Boots. Says I agree 2 cents, but he better not sleep on Stanionis. How would y'all rate Stanionis' power? Right? Because I mean, if he feel like Stanionis' power ain't there, we might see him being defensively irresponsible. I don't know. I don't know what makes him, get to that point. He hopes Stanionis wins. D-Town Funk say Stanny not going to play with Boots. Stanny coming with pressure and blows. And I think that's just going to get him countered. And I can't wait till this fight tomorrow. I'm interested to see it. Adrian Villarreal say if Boots don't respect your power, then he's not as worried about his defense. But Boots got all the tools if needed. And we keep saying that, Adrian. We keep saying that, but you gotta show at some point. You gotta show it. I mean, 30 fights, and you know what I'm saying? Because you're just gonna get used to that. You're not just gonna be able to just pull it out all of a sudden. You in there used to just taking punches and getting hit. You are eventually going to be moving up to a different weight class. So you need to be working on that before you move up and get caught and get dropped, because you used to being able to just take people power. Stanionis is solid though, and he moved forward. Boots is good, however, he hasn't been tried yet. We'll see if he get tried today. Don't know, didn't watch it, already knew the outcome. Dr. Boxing, what up? Hey, put your link in the chat, Dr. Boxing. Boots get hit a lot because he fights in the pocket sometimes. You're going to get hit when you dog it out. That's true. That's true, but he needs better defense though. If you're going to be fighting in the inside, you need better defense. And the reason why he get hit was exactly that stuff Norman talking about. Trying to time shots like you know where they coming from and block them, trying to look flashy and cute. I mean, I get it. Absolutely. Windy City Assassin say, in my opinion, Boots does not get hit a lot. And Karen too, yes, he was trying to go blow for blow and didn't care about Karen's power. And you can say the fight with David to land the knockout counter. I mean, even Crawford was in there getting hit by Avanesian because he was trying to drop him with the busted gloves on. Okay, my big bro, here now. Let fight, LOL. Oh, okay. D-Town Funk. Malik Taylor, what's going on? All right, let's finish up. Let's see what's going on.
When we do get that chance, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how to beat him. We own him.
So then I'm going to ask you this: Are you going to get the chance? What's your prediction? Are you predicting that he's going to be?
Hold on for 2 seconds. I'm so sorry.
Yep. Oh no, you good? Are you guys going to get the chance? Meaning, is he going to beat Stanionis this weekend, or what's your thoughts on that?
That's my point. Me looking at it from the other eye, unless with the performance that he been showing, that I got cut off a minute ago. I cut myself off, of course. I was saying that they keep saying he gonna step it up as his competition step up. Karen was his toughest opponent. He looked worse against his toughest opponent. So I don't know where they're saying he gonna step up. They're saying that because of what they seen him do in the gym. That means you're a gym warrior. That means you're a gym.
Now he a gym warrior. As if we haven't seen this man performing in the ring. This is my 2 cents though about what he's saying. Y'all let me know and drop it below what y'all think. Has his performances been that bad? I mean, the last Karen performance, what would y'all rate that on a scale of 1 to 10? Because I feel like people is like, I don't know, like he just ain't nothing because of the Karen performance. Somebody that he didn't really want to fight. He wasn't interested. I'm not making no excuses. I'm just saying. Now he only good in the gym. And he ain't got no power. Todd Draper say, I better not catch nobody hitting that dislike button. Yeah, they be on there hitting that dislike button. I be like, damn, I got 4 dislikes. Okay. Okay, I'm doing something right. Cash Crypto say, it's them hating ass hoes. What? Cash Crypto say, it's them hating ass hoes that be watching and hit the thumbs down because they stink. Okay. LOL, everybody casually lie on Tank. We gonna get to Tank today because Mr. Shelton say they hit the dislike as soon as I start capping 2 cents. See, that's the thing. This my 2 cents. This my 2 cents. Hold on, y'all. I got a Cash App. Y'all be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App or dropping a super chat with your 2 cents. And your support to the channel is greatly, greatly appreciated. I didn't get to do no AI pictures this week, so I can hit y'all with some of the old ones as soon as we get the interview. I know we got some new people in the building. Y'all get to see some of my artwork. Shout out to Terrell Davis with the $5 in the super chat. He says absolutely nothing, just supporting the channel. Thank you. So, that shit is on auto hate. Absolutely. You delusional people. Who y'all going in on? Talking about absolutely nothing. He just hating at 2 cents. Shout out Paid in Full in the building. Edward Moore said he got decent power. I mean, I think he got like he hurting you when he hit you. He not like knocking you out or nothing like that. So he got some power. He be hurting them people when he be fighting them. You see how they look? Oh, come on, Cash, what's up? Ty, you know me. I can't let you in 2 cents get over when y'all start capping. Nah, Mr. Shelton. Come on now. Come on now. I'm trying to get through y'all comments. Hey, Boss Hog, boxing in the building. What up, Boss Hog? He say he gave the Karen performance a 7, a 4. Okay, Mr. Shelton, he gave him a 4. D-Town Funk gave him a 7. Malik gave him a 7. Okay, so the people in the chat saying he got a 7. Majority of the people that answered, they say he got a 7. I wish I knew how to put a poll up. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. But everybody keeps talking about the Karen fight as if he was going life or death with Karen. And let me tell y'all something about that. that life or death, when people say that, that is so funny to me. I think that is so hilarious. So I'm about to start using it, right? Because they be saying it for like the most ridiculous fights. Like, oh, he went life. Boots went life or death with carrying that last fight. No, he did not. No, he did not go life or death with Karen. But that's what people act like. They act like, oh, he went life or it's like you see these good fighters putting on these good performances. Of course, you want him to quote unquote fight better competition. He get into a fight, have a bad night, don't look as great as he always looks, and then now all of a sudden everybody can beat him and he nobody. Ty Drake for say, really? But I be capping. A 4, really? That's what I'm saying, Ty. What's pissing me off with Norman Sr. is he had the chance to shut Boots up and didn't, and his son not fucking fighting nobody that's considered a real threat. I mean, we gonna see if we will soon, which I already told y'all, I think he just attaching his name to Boots, but we will soon be able to tell if he really wants to fight Boots. And I don't understand why you on here giving your secrets away.
Fighter. That's the same thing I was saying about my son, and I'm being real about it. I was at 19, 20 years old, I was second guessing my own son about that. True story. Because in the fights, he wasn't doing what I was seeing.
Right.
And again, I've been around the game for a long time, over 30 years. Mm-hmm. So when we've been around the game that long, I've seen gym fighters. I've seen fighters that can do it in the gym, but they can't do it in the ring. I've seen it. I've seen fighters that's terrified when the lights come on. So I didn't tell my son this, you know what I'm saying? But I really started to question him. I did. Right. I was like, damn, maybe, you know what I'm saying? maybe this, because I've seen real good friends of mine, personal, close.
So this is what I'm saying, right? If your son, how old is Brian Norman Jr., had issues in fighting, under the quote unquote lights, what makes you think when the lights get bigger in the professional realm, he won't still have that same issue? Because it's a new level, but it's the same devil. You know what I'm saying? Like the same things that affected you on the lower level and that you had to overcome, it's just going to be a different level of that same thing on the next level that you're going to have to overcome. So that's very telling to me that he said that his son feels some type of way when he get under the lights. So that's very interesting. If I was Boots, I definitely would take that into consideration.
People, they would show out, and when the fight come, they get their hands wrapped, they shaking like this. I'm so serious, like they're shaking visibly, like damn, and you so good, at what you do, but they don't believe in themselves. So I was starting to worry, I was starting to wonder, and that goes back to what you said in the beginning of where that sharpness came from. He's finally starting to believe.
Yeah.
He's finally starting to believe. You know what I mean? He's starting to believe in himself. He's starting to believe that he really belongs here. He's starting to it's not just him telling me. I told him this. He didn't know this part. I said, you tell me one thing, but your actions show another. You know what I'm saying? You tell me you not this. You tell me not that, but you go in there. You respecting bullshit sometimes. Motherfuckers. I'm like, bro, if you don't wipe this son bitch out, and he went in there with Quavaz, a good, tough, strong.
So your son just now starting to believe? Like, what? Is he serious? Yo, you not about to fight Boots? Your son just now starting to believe in himself? Is that what you saying, Brian Norman Sr.? Do I need to rewind it? Am I tripping? Or what's y'all 2 cents of y'all perspective of what he just said? Now he finally just now starting to believe. He just now starting to believe in himself? What are we talking about? You sitting here critiquing and picking apart Boots, breaking him apart as if Brian Norman finna get in the ring and destroy him, and he just not starting to believe. Maybe I'm overthinking it. You feel me? I tend to do that sometimes.
On fighting, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He wiped him out.
Exactly. Okay.
So they showed me he believes in himself now.
I feel you. I still don't know who you got though. Who you got this weekend?
Hold on, cuz who just said this? Edward Moore say I'm tripping. That's a part of boxing. I'm not saying it shouldn't be a part of boxing. I'm just saying if your son is just now getting to this point in his career why are you talking about making it seem like you was about to put him in the ring with Boots last year? No, you wasn't. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I'm just saying you was capping is what I'm trying to point out.
I'm a bet on. Jerron. Let me. I gotta go back. I got you. Jerron won me money against the Karen fight because I bet on the distance because I know he don't have power. I'm keeping it real. I won $265, something like that. I think I bet. It was I think he was a plus. I paid $100. So he was plus. Karen was plus two. It was plus 265 to go the distance. I think that's what it was. So what it was, I bet 100. I won 265 on Boots last time. This time, the distance is actually on the negative side, so it's expected to go the distance. So I ain't gonna win no money on that one. It's going the distance. I'm gonna have to say Stanionis. I think Boots can beat him by points. I think Boots can beat him by points, but unless, because I think he does have the ability to do it. I'm sure he's done it in the gym. He's done things or whatever else, but that's to other people. But we don't know how tough Stanionis is. We don't know how.
So y'all see this fight going a distance? Because I don't see it going a distance. Mr. Shelton, who you yelling at with the all caps? How he gonna give him pushback? He interviewing him. He gotta let him talk. Shout out to Boxing Hacker with the $5 in the super chat. He says Boots did look bad against Karen. Karen just came in ready for whatever. I would pick Karen over Brian Norman Jr. Well, Boxing Hacker, the chat doesn't agree with you that he looked bad. They gave him a 7 out of 10 for the ranking. So I don't know. Boss Hog I can say this man hoping Boots lose so his son don't have to face him. Look, just because Boots lose don't mean Brian Norman Sr. don't gotta fight him. Like I don't know why you wouldn't still fight. Look, just because he lose now you can't fight him. That don't even make sense.
Hard. The opposition is what is, like I was telling you about power and dealing with certain things. That's what make you act how you act. You know what I mean? Right. That dictates how you act. Shit. Realistically, I'm gonna say Boots by decision because of the situation that it is. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a very, very controversial fight, but I'm gonna bet on Stanionis. I think Boots gonna win. Yeah. But I'm a bet on Stanionis because he's an underdog. So I got money to win on Stanionis. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bet my money on Stanionis.
So he think Boots gonna win, but he gonna bet on Stanionis just because he gambling. Take the numbers. Okay.
Bet my money on Stanionis, but I think Boots is gonna win a very controversial decision.
I got you. So, all right. So the fight this weekend, I gotta have you back after the fight to get your opinion on what you saw, and we're gonna go from there. But Coach, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good, say?
No, I was just gonna say, I appreciate you coming through, man. You always come through for me, and I really appreciate that.
Ain't no problem, man. Look, and I'm always keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 across the board. That's against my son. That's with my son. That's with anybody else. I don't know how to do nothing but tell the truth. I don't do nothing but tell it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and that's what I'm always getting. I'm always getting straight facts over feelings. There ain't no feelings here. You know what I mean? Boots may very well show up, come back alive, and show who he is in the gym. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen who he is in the gym, and I think the main thing about the gym shit and what get everybody in the gym is that they already have this predetermined fear.
Yeah.
They already have this predetermined respect, like Mike Tyson. You know, when Mike came in there, they said Mike had you beat before you ever got in there.
Yeah.
So I think that's what that is about him in the gym and shit. I think that's where you get the superpowers in the gym, man. That's what I believe. The people he fight on the outside, the Europeans, and they don't give a fuck. Fuck what you, fuck your gym. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out AM Sports Media with the exclusive Brian Norman Sr. interview. This man just contradicted the hell out of itself. But I just wanted to go through that real quick because I wanted to watch it. I hadn't seen it, so watching it with y'all. I started watching it. I paused it. I say I'm gonna react to this live on my show because he is not serious. Boss Hog say even if it go the distance, I got Boots winning. I see Boots stopping them. That's just me though. But it's gonna be a good fight. Stop shouting him out. That ninja trash 2 cents. Who? Tank versus Jake Paul. This has been, Jake Paul comes out, right? Boss Hog Boxing say he about to lose money. Who about to lose money, Boss Hog? He pulling the turkey. He in the business of losing money. Speaking of losing money, what's going on with Matchroom? Why is Matchroom not paying for the fight with Shakur and Zapata? Ain't Shakur the A side? Or am I missing something? Like, why does it have to go to purse bid? Why is Shakur Stevenson on interview saying fuck Turkey Ala Sheik and the towel heads boys or whatever he called them? I think that's like crazy, right? I don't feel like it should continuously be this difficult to make fights. Like we didn't see like no contract issue negotiation issues with Cordina. We didn't see no contract negotiation issues with Kid Austin. Why is this happening all of a sudden with Shakur Stevenson? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get how Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney are in the positions that they're in right now in the sport of boxing. Now, y'all let me know, right? Does Shakur Stevenson need this Zapata fight? Like, is it over for Shakur if he does not fight William Zapata? Because I've heard people saying Shakur Stevenson need this William Zapata fight. And I'm like, why does he need how is Shakur Stevenson, multi-division champion, unified at 130? According to some people, one of the best boxers in this era. Floyd Mayweather Jr., legend, Hall of Famer. How is he in the position that he's in to where if he doesn't get a fight, it's over for him? He hasn't lost. I'm just curious. He hasn't lost. How can you win, get accolades, win in multi divisions? You still in your prime. You're not even 30 yet. How are you in a position to where you absolutely have to get this Williams Zapata fight? Is there nobody else besides Gervonta Tank Davis that Shakur Stevenson can fight where he doesn't have to be in a position to where he's getting lowball and got to take lower pay and got to do all of that because the person that allegedly made a deal with him told him that they would pay him a certain amount and then they reneged on it allegedly? So I'm wondering, was it a miscommunication? Because Eddie Hearn comes out and Eddie Hearn says, well, it's because it's going to be in America. It's not going to be in Saudi. So the only way we was going to pay is this was going to be in Saudi. And so I'm thinking about that, right? And I could see how somebody could finesse me with some verbiage and then have me think one thing, but then it's really something else. But you leading me to believe something, right? Like maybe Shakur Stevenson wasn't aware that he had to fight in Saudi to get the money that he was trying to get. Maybe he wasn't aware of that, right? And if he wasn't aware of that, why isn't he willing to fight in Saudi again to get the money he trying to get, right? I just got a lot of questions. I don't know. I'm just thinking because this is what Eddie came on and said. I don't know. It's just a very weird situation to me. Boss can say Keyshawn Davis, he needs to fight him. Forget all that brotherly love. It's something weird about that. Now, there's a lot of people calling for the Keyshawn Davis fight. But Boxing Hacker said that Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson got a DL relationship and they're not going to fight each other. Shout out to Mr. Gregory Quarterbomb with the $10 in the super chat. He says, put this in the tip jar. Shakur needs this fight because he has not yet lived up to his hype. He has not lost, but he is not winning. Shout out Mr. Greg. That is so listen, if y'all haven't, go back and check out my videos I made about Shakur, Lost in the Sauce and Lost in the Sauce Part 2, where Mr. Greg goes more in depth about what he means, because he said he doesn't think that there's a legitimate plan for Shakur Stevenson's career right now. He kind of just flailing in the wind, right? So they're saying Matchroom and Golden Boy is supposed to be negotiating because they want Oscar to help pay for the fight, all this other stuff, right? Whatever. And I'm just like, what has Eddie Hearn invested into Shakur Stevenson? He put him on a Riyadh season card. So from my understanding, Shakur got paid the guarantee and Eddie got a fee. He's not paying for the Williams Zepeda fight. And I'm just like, and I know this might be out there, right? But y'all know me. Like, I come through, I got my different perspective, my 2 cents. Y'all think, you know what I'm saying? Is, what if Shakur Stevenson, right? Y'all follow me? Rich say Shakur is young with no wear and tear on his body, never been hurt in a fight. No wear and tear on his body, Rich? No wear and tear. His hands is messed up, Rich. What you mean no wear and tear? At 2 Cents Boxing, now you bringing down your own property value, quoting Hacker. No, that's what he said. Ty? No, he said they got a DL relationship. That's what he told me. Boxing Hacker, ain't that what you said? Mr. Shelton say, here 2 Cents go capping again. DL relationship. I didn't say that. Boxing Hacker said that. Shout out Boxing Hacker with the $5 in the super chat. He says Shakur doesn't really need Zepeda. It's just that Tank and Lomachenko plan to duck him forever. LOL. Shakur should just forget the Zepeda fight and move on. That's what I'm saying. So if Tank ain't gonna fight you, if Loma not gonna fight you, Zepeda not gonna fight you, who are you going to fight? Who are you going to fight? I'm about to drop the link. Y'all can come on here. And it's just a joke. Boxing Hacker said they had a different level of friendship. So I just started messing with him. It's just a joke, y'all. Boxing Hacker didn't say that. Dondrick them say his hands are destroyed. Who he gonna fight then? That's the same question I keep asking. We can talk about if Matchroom broke and why he ain't putting no money up. And this what I was finna say. Link is in the chat. Let me pin it to the thing. This what I was finna say. What if, why is not letting me pin it to the chat? What if Shakur Stevenson is not really signed to Matchroom, right? Y'all remember after the fight, he was sitting at the desk with Eddie Hearn, and everybody was like, "Oh, he signed 3 more fights. He signed a 3-fight deal. He did this and did that, right?" And I'm just thinking, if he signed a deal, why is it a secret? Like, if Shakur Stevenson signed more fights with Matchroom, why would that be a secret? Can somebody tell me why it would be a secret? Like, why wouldn't we know you signed more fights with Matchroom? And I'm like, what if Shakur Stevenson not necessarily really signed to Matchroom, but I'm under the guise of being with Matchroom, so I can maneuver how I'm gonna put it this way, so I can maneuver how I want and don't have to do certain things if I don't want to. I'm just asking because it's weird how Eddie is moving, not trying to drop no bread for Shakur Stevenson in these fights. Shout out Mr. Greg, Mr. Shelton, Coach Eddie, Paid in Full, and Rich. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for joining the panel.
So what's up?
What's happening, chat family?
What up? What up?
All
What
right.
up?
So I'm gonna go around and let y'all get y'all 2 cents off, and then I'm going to cover this Tank versus Jake Paul because for some reason Tank not fighting Jake Paul is storming the internet. So, Mr. Greg, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
First with Norman Sr. Sometimes people seem to me like they just like to hear themselves talk. If I'm in an interview and I'm the manager, I'm talking about my fighter. I'm talking about my son. I'm not going to be wasting a whole bunch of airtime pushing somebody else, even if I'm criticizing them. That was important to me. I understand Greg getting the interview. That was good for him. But if I'm on a show that got some kind of traction, I'm talking about my fighter. I want y'all to keep talking about my fighter, not about anybody else. So I think he wasted his time, and I think he likes hearing himself talk. But that's part of what the whole soap opera of boxing has become. It's just gotten bigger, and the fighters do more talking and bad mouthing each other than anybody gets in the ring. And I've always said what I said about Shakur. I still believe even more so that there's actually no real solid plan to move him forward. Because as I just said, he's winning fights, but he's not winning. He hasn't lost anything in the ring, but he hasn't gained anything. And that's bad for him, especially with the talent that he had. That's why I had earlier last week compared him sort of to guys who had his same level of talent, which I said when I referenced Francisco Bajado and Ricardo Williams. They had different little issues, but they still didn't live up to their hype, even though they did actually have the talent. The guys that were behind Shakur, I think it was at the time Andre Ward and the other guy over at Rap-A-Lot. I thought, their influence and the fact that they had a spotlight on them would have been good for Shakur, but it doesn't seem to be. And that's kind of how I see that. I don't understand where he's going to go, and I hate to see him fall further down the road because we all know his hands are bad. They let him keep fighting, even though he wasn't fighting any very hard fights, but it was still bad for his hands. They never addressed it until just recently. He done fought 5 or 6 times with bad hands. They just further exacerbate whatever problem his hands have. So if he gets in some hard fights and he's going to have to really show up, he's either going to win the fight but destroy his hands further, or he's going to lose the fight because his hands are too badly damaged. I don't know which one it is, and I don't wish either one of that on him. But again, who's really looking at the whole picture for him and let him really thrive like he should? We should be talking about all of his great fights he's already had, and he hasn't had not one yet, in my opinion.
Ooh.
And that's kind of bad for somebody who has that kind of talent.
Ooh.
So that's my 2 cents for Shakur and for Norman Bryan Sr.
All right, shout out Miss Barbara D with the $5 super sticker. Thank you. Thank you for all your support to the channel, Miss Barbara D. is greatly appreciated. Shout out to the homie Ty back in the chat with the $2 in the super chat. She says he is in a pivotal point in his career. Shout out Todd Draper. Ty, I was just about to say, where my co-host at? And then you click the link. Great minds think alike. Mr. Shelton, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Well, thanks for having me on. Norman Jr. hasn't figured out the nuances of being a manager yet. He's still trying to keep it real, and sometimes keeping it real
Trying
is
to
wrong.
keep it
He's giving up too much
real.
game. Yeah, that's how he feels. He's telling you, revealing too much of how he really feels, and sometimes you can keep it too real and it goes wrong. You give up too much game. That's how I see it, giving away too much game. He should, like Greg said, he should be talking more about his fighter and stop focusing on the flaws of the other fighter. Because your fighter may not be able to capitalize on those flaws. We don't know yet. That's why they fight. We don't know what he can do, what he can't do. And when it comes to Shakur, he's in the same situation every other black fighter that goes to Matchroom is in. Wasn't Danny Jacobs in the same situation? What about Boo Boo Andre? What about Ammo Williams? You can go down the list. If you're a black American fighter, Matchroom is not where you should go.
He investing money in the boots, ain't he?
For now.
I mean, I'm just
Let Boots lose.
saying.
Let
Didn't he have
Boots lose.
Shakur first?
Let Boots lose.
But Coach Eddie, are you Edward
See what
Morris
happens.
in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
I gotta
ma'am.
ask you a question when it get to you.
Boots is
Rich,
hot
you got
everywhere. See, Boots is a different deal. When Shakur went to Matchroom, that's the only place he could have went because nobody else wanted him except for Top Rank, and he left Top Rank. Boots can go anywhere. Boots is a hot commodity. That's
how
different.
nobody
But
else
let
want
Boots lose.
how
They
nobody
didn't.
else wants
They
Shakur?
didn't
He's such a great fighter.
because nobody was gonna give Shakur $3 million a fight. You know that, and I know that. Come on, don't ask questions. You already know the answers to 2 cents.
They didn't give him anyway. All right, cool. Rich, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Rich, you hear me? Coach Eddie, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Uh, where can we start at? First of all, I guess Brian Norman Jr. You know, I like Brian Norman Jr. I've known him since he was about 14 to 15 years old. I watched him in the amateurs. He's a good fighter. I seen the evolution of Brian Norman. I remember when he was fighting on Showbox, and I said he gotten better. He's gotten better. I think right now what Brian Senior is doing, I think he just kind of promote the fight and building up the fight. Basically, just doing a lot of trash talking, trying to get just trying to, I guess, trying to build the fight. I think that is the fight that happened at the 147 division. I believe that's going to be the premier fight. Those two guys once they hopefully it can be undisputed. I think maybe if Al was, go ahead and put uh, Mario Barrios out there for one of those guys, to fight and see if they can collect both of the belts. That'd be great if we can get undisputed. That can be our Spence, Chance Crawford right there. Those two guys maybe but catch them while they're young. Then in other words, they didn't. Both guys are not 34, 35 years old, 36, whatever, because like I say, the 147 division is kind of it's a resetting of the guard. All the old guard is retired. The old, the Keith Thurmans, the Terrence Crawford, the Sean Porters, Danny Garcia. That's the old guard at 47. So now we got the new crop of 47. I think Boots and Norman Jr. I think that's the fight to be made right there at the end of the day. Both guys got flaws. You know what I'm saying? I think both guys, when they do fight, man, you got Atlanta versus Philly, man. I think it's gonna be a good rival. I hope it's a good fight. That way, it could be worthy of a rematch if it's good enough. And may the best man win. Of course, I'm gonna go with the hometown. We pull for Norman Jr. to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think it's a good fight. I think both guys got a lot of skill, got a lot of upside, and I think it's gonna be a tremendous fight. And I'm looking forward to the fight. For Shakur, uh, Shakur, he's kind of like, I heard one gentleman said, what has Eddie done for black fighters? Well, he got Danny Jacobs, the Triple G, and the Canelo fight. If I remember, I could be wrong. I think he got him. Or maybe that might have been on HBO. I can't remember. Maybe that Canelo, Danny Jacobs. Was that an HBO fight or a Matchroom fight? I had to go back and see. But yeah, he got now that might have been the HBO fight. I can't remember, but I know it's
Let's
Canelo.
be on fight.
Dan
Did
Jacobs got.
he win any of those fights, Danny Jacobs?
Oh, he fought good. To be honest, I thought he beat Triple G. I thought he edged him. You know what I
But
mean?
he
I
lost them
really did.
all.
Yeah, I thought he edged Triple G, and I think the Canelo fight was like a 5-7. No, 7-5. It was like 115, 113. But he was competitive in those matches. But like I say, Eddie's like this. Eddie got a long list of fighters. You know, if you can make money for him, he gonna keep you out there. If you ain't making no money, like look what he did with AJ. AJ will, win a feud and he get lose and he find him a couple easy guys to build him back up because he had a fan base. If you got a fan base, Eddie gonna rock with you. If you ain't got no fan base, then you gonna fizzle out. And I think that's what Shakur doesn't move the needle. Nobody is clamoring for this guy to fight, man. Nobody's saying when is the next Shakur fight. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. Nobody's clamoring for it. So until he learns how to move that needle, or he's got this stigma that put on him. He put that stigma on himself, man, and it's hard to shake when somebody put a stigma on you. It's like you can do no wrong. I mean, you can't do anything right, and if people don't like you, there ain't nothing you can do to make them like you. But he can't even embrace the hate because doesn't have a rival. See, that's what he's missing. He's missing a rival. Devin Haney has a rival. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, they had a rival. So now Ryan and Devin are attached to each other because they're rivals now. So Shakur is missing that marquee matchup to create a rival.
Okay. Rich, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Rich, you there? We can't hear you, Rich, if you talking. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Anyway,
You might went off mute. Go out and come back in, Rich. Go ahead, Ty. What's
yeah,
your 2 cents, Ty? What you got?
I'm gonna start with Brian Norman Sr. Let me just go on record saying I can't stand that man.
Mm.
Yeah, I've expressed several times before. I don't know if on this platform, but on others for sure. I don't like people that attach themselves to other people. I feel like if you really got skills and you got talent, then your skills and your talents will announce you without you having to attach yourself to other people. Like almost like Abdullah Mason is doing. I don't see him running around here attaching himself to other fighters. People do it for him, but when he does interviews, he does not do that. He lets his skills in the ring speak for him. So it's just a little tacky to me, but again, that's my personal taste. As far as Shakur Stevenson, I feel like we're all reading the same book. We're all just in different chapters, right? So some of y'all are stuck at chapter 126, while the rest of us have moved on to 130 and 135. Shakur is in a very pivotal position right now, and his next move has to be his best move because he is out of options. I understand his fans think that he's some hot commodity, but the numbers do not suggest that. So again, if he does not get this fight with Zepeda, he is going to be shelved because there is no one else. He's already taken his fake brother out the running, and Tank is busy. So he's going to be sitting on the shelf doing God knows what. And he's just not a fighter that can afford to do that. And Coach Eddie, to your point, he does need some sort of rival to keep his name buzzing. The problem with Shakur is he doesn't take risk enough to get a rival. Do you understand what I'm saying? He could have went back and rematched De Los Santos. That could have been something, but he declined to do that as well. So, again, this young man, and he ain't that young. So, if he's gonna make a move, he got to make it now.
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Go ahead, Rich. What's your 2 cents?
All right.
All right.
First of
Shout
all,
out, Ty. That was a good point, Ty.
I said something in the comments. First of all, Shakur only 27 years old, man. He got numerous of fights left, and he could go the sucker way and fight a bunch of bums, whatever y'all call them. He could go
He
that
been doing
way.
that.
Wait. He could go that way, and then people would start calling for him to fight bigger people and better
He's
people
already
like
went that
y'all.
way.
I'm just all right. Well, y'all call him to fight better people, right? So y'all gonna keep calling him fight better people, right? If he keep
It's not.
fighting the people that he fighting, right?
I mean, I'm just
I mean,
curious who.
we've been doing it
Listen,
for
this is
years.
the conversation, right, Rich? This was the
Yeah.
conversation.
Wait. I'm just saying because she keeps saying that he's not young. That boy 27 years old.
And how often do fighters go? How long do fighters go?
Floyd became Money Mayweather at
He's not
34 with
Floyd,
his hands
baby. He's not Floyd.
been messed up, and he was
He's not
doing a lot,
Floyd
and he was
though.
living a good life.
He's
Yeah,
not Floyd
I know he's
though.
not Floyd, but he don't got no wear and tear to the point where he
That's
been
because
hit
he's
up.
not fighting anybody.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So he's still young. That's what I'm trying to say. His brains ain't
He
messed
do
up. He
got
didn't
wear
get
and tear. He do got wear and tear,
okay. We
Rich.
keep saying you keep
And
saying
his
his
hands
hands.
is garbage. What do you mean?
Oh my God, can I talk?
Go
I'm
ahead, get your
talking
2
about
cents off. Go
as
ahead.
far as getting hit in the head, knocked inside his head to the point that he talking in slurs. He can't. He don't got that type of wear and tear. He still could fight with his hands like that. He been showing you that his last 6-7 fights, right?
No, he hasn't actually.
Oh my God, so he ain't been showing you that in 6-7 fights that he could
Let
fight
him
with his
finish.
hands messed up.
Let him get it off his heart.
He haven't been showing y'all that. Because the
He's
only
showing
person I
me
seen,
that.
only person that he had a hard time with his hands like that, and he still won, still out punched the guy was De Los Santos.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only person.
The
So do
lowest
you
punch
think
out
that
put
he's
in the
able to
paint.
fight? Let me ask you a
Yeah,
question, Rich. You done with your 2 cents? I don't want to cut you off.
yeah, I'm done.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think that he's able to fight with his hands like that? Because he
I
like
think
that, or
I
because
bet
his level of competition is like that?
I bet anybody on here $1,000 that he'll beat the shit out of when he's paid with his hands like that. I bet anybody on
Okay,
here.
Rich, you know what, Rich? I'm so sorry.
I bet
And I didn't mean
anybody
to
on here.
interrupt you. And that's fine. I don't mean to interrupt you. I really don't. But certain things irritate me. And so verbiage is one of them. Can we please stop using the words like beat the fuck up and knock the fuck out when we're talking about Shakur?
Man,
Because none of those things are true,
I
right?
bet you that
Like
he
none
will
of those
beat
things
the
are true. None of those
I
things are
bet you
true.
he will
He's
beat
going
the
to
shit out of
outpoint
him.
people. He'll outpoint them. But beating the shit out of somebody, that's a stretch
I
at
bet he'll
best.
beat the shit out of Cepeda when they fight. To the point I think he gonna go down in 9.
Oh my God. You said you want to bet how much? How much you
I
trying
bet
to bet?
1,000. I bet a
Bet up.
thousand on that.
How you
That
see the
he
Bet up.
fight going
Bet
too,
up.
Rich? How you see the
Bet
fight
up.
going?
I think Shakur gonna beat him to the point
Hey,
where
both of
they
y'all send me 1,000. Let me hold the money.
Don't do it, Ty. Shakur's really like that. Don't do it.
Hey, I bet to the point where it's gonna be a
I
TKO.
believe Shakur's really like that, just
It's
like I
gonna be a
believe you in the
TKO.
gym. Okay?
It's gonna be a TKO with it. Like
Shakur's really like
All
that.
right, Rich. Rich, let me ask you a question, Rich. How you see
huh?
the Stanionis Boots fight going, and how you see the
Oh,
Shakur Zapata fight going?
I'm doing some cheating shit right now. I'm gonna bet like some like I want to say like $20 on like probably like 4 or 5 rounds on Boots knocking them out. They got some good money on that. So I got him knocking them out like around like between 4 and 9 rounds, 4 and 9.
Really?
Yeah, I got him knocking them out.
What the odds looking like?
It's like for like a knockout, like for every round, it's a lot. I gotta show you, it's a lot though. Like so, like you put like just say put $20, you might win 300 or 400 just
What?
for a round.
Them
You know what I'm
odds
saying?
crazy.
I'm talking about for a
Them
round. You know what
sound
I'm saying?
disrespectful.
Yeah, they think he ain't gonna knock him out for real.
What y'all think in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you think Boots can knock out Stanionis. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's going the distance. Boxing Hacker, what's up? Thank you for coming up. Hold on, let me get your round of applause. I still ain't got my boots on yet. What's your 2 cents, Boxing Hacker? What you got
What's
for
up,
the
2 Cent? What's
Why
up?
are we applauding this guy?
Please applaud me some more. Hey, but look, check it out, though. I think people are over exaggerating this whole like, oh, Shakur is doing bad. When you look at him at 135, he's literally one of the most popular fighters there. Not to
Oh,
mention one of the most accomplished.
I can't take it.
More also one of the most he's the most accomplished fighter besides Lomachenko in the division right now,
You
and he's
see my
one
name
of the
right
most
after.
popular besides Tank
That's for
in the
you.
division.
I
But
changed my
why
name just
why
for
is
you.
that the sentiment, Boxing Hacker,
Huh?
that
I
I
why
would
changed
why
say
my name
Lamar.
just
So
for you.
I would say Roach is more popular than Shakur right now, and that's
hold
what
I
I'm
on.
going.
mean, really.
I don't know about that. Well, because
Absolutely.
he's tied to the cash cow, maybe, but not
So
really.
is Shakur.
But so what was it? So why is he not getting the pay fight? So he's going through what Rigondeaux went to. If anybody ever followed Rigondeaux's career, where you're just like really good and your style makes people look bad, so people tend to try to duck you. You know, Rigondeaux went through the same thing. Rigondeaux was great at his division, Abnormariz and them didn't even want to touch Rigo. Rigo was, he was amazing. And when that happens, and people see that not only are you good, but it's hard to even hit you, they tend to try to stray away from you. And that's all that's happening to Shakur. It's like his competition, the people that are supposed to be his peers that are supposed to challenge him. Like Zepeda's really supposed to go after the champion. Shouldn't be the champion going after the challenger,
And why
But
do you think that is?
because
Hey,
Shakur is difficult. His style is
hey,
very difficult.
hey, hold on. Hey, Coach Eddie. Hey, Coach Eddie.
Hold on,
Yeah.
Rich. Let him finish. Let him
His
Oh,
finish.
style
okay,
is
okay.
very
My bad,
difficult.
my bad, my bad, my
Yeah, no,
bad.
you get
Hey,
Rich.
my
You
bad.
get his style is very difficult to compete with. It makes you look bad. Like it makes his style literally just makes you look bad in the ring.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why that's happening. But as far as his career, besides this whole Turkey debacle, I think his career has gone fairly well. Like unless you're just comparing him to like Tank, but if you compare it to everybody else at 135, he's literally like one of the most popular and the most accomplished person there. As
What's
for the
up?
Boots versus what's up?
Oh, go ahead. I thought you was done. Go ahead.
As for the Boots versus Stanionis fight, as long as Boots, I mean, I don't think he should fight Stanionis in the pocket. That's for sure. I think Stanionis, like I looked at him training, he looked ready, and he looks more hydrated than Boots at the moment. So I definitely want to advise him to fight in the pocket. Not to say that Boots won't be stronger than not to fight, but that definitely shouldn't be their strategy. I do expect Boots to win as long as he keeps him on the outside.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
One
why.
could argue that if Shakur Stevenson's career went so well, he wouldn't be in this position. And I hear you saying people are overreacting, and they very well may be, but
No, we're
that
not.
seems to be the sentiment across, whether they're overreacting or not, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like like somebody's worldview. Like if everybody thinks the same thing, then that becomes the worldview. So a lot of people are like, he needs this fight, he got to do this, he got to do that,
Nah.
and it's like,
But,
wow,
but,
all the
but,
accolades, multi-division champion. How is he in this position? And Coach
So he's
Eddie, I
not he's
wanted
not
to
in any
ask you.
bad position.
hey,
So he's
hey,
not
Hold
a
on,
bad
Dr.
hey,
position.
Hacker. Coach Eddie, I wanted to ask you, and then I'm gonna let Dondra get his 2 cents
let
off.
me ask
I
Coach
seen you
Eddie
say,
something.
and hold on, Rich, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go.
All right.
You said Shakur was a money pit in the chat. What did you mean by that?
What I meant by that is just basically a money pit is like the equivalent of a car, like a bad Mercedes Benz. You just keep putting money in it, and eventually you're just gonna have to let it go. Let it go. There's no. I'm just keeping 100. Shakur has a great fighter, has all the skills in the world, but he has no likability. In boxing, you have to have likability, or either be a great villain or likability. He doesn't have it. Um, his personality it's something about this kid. He just rubs a lot of people the wrong way outside of his diehard fans. Like me personally, I don't have nothing against the guy. Like he doesn't have any entertainment value. You know what I'm saying. Maybe he needs to get in some type of fight that's like maybe a 50-50 fight or something that we can really see him maybe go through some type of adversity. Because as boxing fans, even if you are a fan of your fighter, you want to see your guy go through. It's like telling a story. It's like you want to see your guy go through some type of adversity. Like Lamont Roach is a likable guy. That's why he's gaining so much traction right now. This kid came from pro box. He beat the odds. In my opinion, he beat Tank Davis. Which anytime you fight Tank, that's going to put you on another platform or
We was
whatever.
getting
But
along so well, Coach Eddie. We was getting
his,
along
his
so well.
his personality is he got a good personality. I think Shakur. I mean, even over there in Saudi Arabia, he had an opportunity there to be embraced by the fans. And what did he do? He stand up on a rope and he sticks his tongue out at the
They
fans.
was
Like,
booing him.
I mean, but why were they born him? I don't know. Why,
I
why
don't
were they
know.
born him?
I
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
saying. I don't know why they were born him. That's crazy. Like he didn't do anything. That goes back to the likability. This kid did absolutely nothing, and they booed him. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It ain't just me. I don't know. I don't know. I can't put
Nah,
my
you
finger
you
on
Hey,
it.
right.
Coach Eddie, I've been asking that. Why did this man get booed? Like, I don't know.
Hey, Coach Eddie. Hey, Coach
Yeah, man.
Eddie.
I'm here. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, but everything that you saying is stuff that and I'm not trying to keep saying this man is Floyd Mayweather, but this is the same stuff that people used to hate about Floyd.
They
This
never
is
said
He,
that about
true.
That's
Floyd.
not
No,
true.
they
now,
That's
never
not
said
can I
about
true.
talk? Can
that.
I talk? Can
That
I
is
And
not
talk?
true.
Can I talk?
that's
Can I
not a
talk?
lie.
Can I talk? I'm talking about
I'm trying to
all.
talk. Y'all been talking the whole time. I've been here
All right,
Okay,
waiting.
go ahead.
I'm
Finish up,
talking to
Rich,
Coach
and I'm gonna
Addy
let
real
Dondrick
quick.
and them go. Go ahead, Rich. Go ahead.
All
Finish
right,
up.
I'm talking about when Floyd was around Shakur age right now, he was calling out Shane Mosley, Oscar, and all that stuff, and all them guys said, "What have he done to even get the fight with them?" If I'm lying, let me know.
But Rich, what is your point with all of this? Like the
What I'm saying,
comparisons to
what
Mayweather.
I'm saying is this, man. He's still young. He still got more years to come, man. Y'all acting like this man career about to end or something.
No, I
Y'all
wasn't saying
talking like
like that. My
his
point is
career is
that he's
over.
up
Y'all
in
talking like his
age.
career is over with. You go outside right now. I don't know where y'all at. You go outside right now though. You ask somebody, do they know Shakur? They gonna place his name with Tank. Or if they say you say Tank, they
The
gonna
cloud
place his name
chasing,
with
I know.
Shakur. They gonna be like this, damn man. I want to see him fight Shakur or somebody. That's who they gonna say.
Mm, I don't
Right,
know.
but
So I
Hold
don't know
on,
what
y'all. Hold
y'all keep
on.
if
talking
I
like
ask him,
his career about to end.
but
I'm gonna tell you.
but
I'm
look
gonna
at
tell
what
you
you,
why,
but look
Rich.
what you just said,
Y'all
Rich.
Ty,
You
lunching
just
right
hold on,
now.
attached
Ty.
him to a whole nother man. You
Hold
just
on,
attached
Ty.
him to a whole nother man. You can't give
Dondrick.
me one fight that
Hold
somebody
on,
can
Ty.
tell me that they clamoring for. Like you said, if you
Nah,
say, "Oh, Shakur," the first thing you said was they're gonna attach his name to Tank. If I go to somebody and say, "Yo, tell me something about Shakur, like his best performance," nobody's gonna have nothing to say. His
you
fight
know
is
why?
not
You know why?
memorable.
You know why?
That's
You know,
it.
but you
Hold
know
on,
why?
Ty and
That's it.
Rich, Ty. Hold on. Dondrick and them. What's your 2 cents? What you
Okay,
got
go
for the
ahead.
show?
Yeah, first of all, I hate when they bring up Mayweather because Mayweather was actually putting niggas down. If y'all forgot, like he was actually putting people down, and they love Mayweather. They love Pretty Boy. They didn't like money, so it's a difference. First of all, and I'm gonna tell you the problem is Jay Prince. He don't need Jay Prince. Jay Prince is in the way, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason he doesn't take the fights why he does because Jay Prince wants his cut. That is the problem. That is my opinion. I
So
don't
you
think it's
saying he
Shakur.
can't take the higher fights because he has to get higher pay?
He has a higher guarantees because if he takes the say if he takes the pay per view fight, he does, Jay Prince doesn't get none of that. Jay
Mm-hmm.
Prince only by contractual agreement, most managers only get the guaranteed money. They don't get the upside money.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think yeah,
And that's why they ain't going to PBC.
yeah. I mean that's why it's part of the reason. And then Al Hammond and Jay Prince really don't have a good relationship because of
At
Floyd.
all.
So it's a lot. So,
They don't
but
work together.
other than that, I think Boots can stop Stanionis because Stanionis has been inactive, very inactive.
When
He's
is
been
the
out a
last time
year.
standing on this fault?
May.
2 years ago, right? Or is
No,
it last
last
year?
year. Last year on the Canelo card.
Oh, okay.
So
So it's
last
for
May,
it's for the
and
stop.
he, and he did not look the greatest. I'm not gonna lie to you. So it could be a stoppage, but Boots has to. I have to see that he feels incorrectly, and that if he's keep him at the end of his jab and just one two him, then work his way in, he gonna stop him. But if he in there trying to slug, they're just gonna be slugging all night.
Dondrick's on to something about the Jay Prince thing because I think I sort of referenced it a little bit. Jay Prince has some minor issues with more than just PBC. He also has some with Top Rank. In terms of him having to be, in terms of Shakur having to repay Jay Prince, Floyd went through something like that as well, because that's how he got out of the contract with Top Rank for the 850. He got that from Jay Prince, so of course he had to pay that back, and that became problematic. I don't know if Shakur has that same issue, but if he does, then that's probably um, I guess that adds to why he's having a. I think he's having a stalled career, and I think that might be one of the problems. I would think that because Jay Prince does have this business acumen. I don't know how well he's done in boxing, but I thought with him and Andre taking Shakur under their wing, that they would guide him a lot better, and he would be a lot further. I'm not saying his career is over, but he should be a lot further than he is with the skill set and the talent and the hype that came with him. So there's other issues that's probably behind the scenes. That's probably always the business of boxing that is probably holding things up. I think that's what it. I think that's what it is, and I think Dondrick is probably closer than what he said than what I said.
But
I,
how far do you want him to go
I,
though?
I, I, I
He
think I
should be
He's
in
think
already a
the same
multi-division
level.
champion.
He
I
should
think
be in the same
wait,
level
hold
as
on.
Tank.
I think
Huh?
Shakur, man, ain't never been roughed up before, never been beat up, and that's what people want to see. They want to see him be at least beat up or at least hurt in a fight. So since they don't see that, they see he win, he fly past all these guys with ease. It's a problem. So it's gonna keep being a problem. When he do that to that one guy Cepeda, it's gonna continue being a problem until he fight Tank and he do that to him, and then that's when they're gonna be like, damn. What
He's
else?
that
Oh, he
guy.
did
Yeah.
this, he did
Rich,
that.
Rich,
It's
I'm
it's
sorry, Rich.
it's, it's people.
The
It's
tank fight
people.
is gonna be the most
It,
important fight.
that's all they want to see. They want to see
Yeah.
him roughed up. That's all.
Tank not
No,
the
they
only
want
That's
to.
not
person.
my
That's
No,
what they
problem.
want to
no,
see.
no. That's
Some
not
some
what they
That's
fights.
want to
not
see.
my
That
problem.
is
That's
not what
not
they
Some
what
want to
I
type
want to
of
see.
see at
fights
all.
with
No,
him
Rich. You
roughed
know
up.
what?
It's hard. It's gonna be hard to do that to him. It's hard.
Hey,
As long
Rich.
Well,
as he doesn't
people,
engage. But
It's
Rich,
I don't
no,
hard,
I
agree.
man.
want to see him beat up. That's not my point. I don't want to see him beat up, but I do want to see him engage. I do
That
want to
shit
see
gonna
if
be.
he can really
Hey,
get in there and get to work. I don't want to see this high class game of pity pat he constantly does. This is
hey,
why
Rich.
he's
You know,
winning because he doesn't engage. Stop
But
talking over me, Dr. Hacker.
my bad.
That's because he doesn't engage. That's my point. I want to see if he got some dog in him. That's what I want to know. I don't want to see him get beat to bloody hell. If you better than these guys, you're right. You should be stepping on them. And when I mean stepping on them, I mean stepping on them. I don't just mean out pointing them, jogging around the ring, doing all that foolishness. I mean getting in there, since you want to keep referencing Money Mayweather, getting in the pocket, making them miss and then making them pay. He jumps so far out of range, he can't even hit the back.
you know
It's
what's funny though? You know what's funny? I think Boston Hagler said this before. He could explain better.
well, then you
You know,
already down in the bushes,
Yeah, if you
Rich.
nah,
quote
nah,
boxing
nah,
hacker, you're wrong.
nah. I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
nah, nah.
Boy
Listen,
say I
listen.
think boxing hacker can explain
I'm
it better.
saying
Go ahead, Rich.
he damn near throw the same amount of punches as Tanking around. Shakur. I think he probably throw probably a little bit more, but he just
He
don't
does.
get
He
hit.
throws more punches than
Just
he
don't
throws more punches.
he just don't get hit as much. That's
Exactly.
all. And that's
The
what they
problem
mad
is,
about. And that's
Control
what the
no,
too.
they're
fuck
not
y'all
mad
mad
about
about.
him not
That's
getting
what y'all
mad.
mad about.
That
But they're
no,
not
it's
really.
not. Let me explain.
They're
Can I? Hey, can I talk? Can I talk? Can I talk real quick? Can I talk real
Let
quick?
me talk
Can I
after you,
explain real
Go
bro.
ahead.
quick? The thing is, we don't care about him not getting hit. The problem is he is moving. When Floyd didn't get hit, everybody liked it because he stood in the pocket and made you miss right in your face with small movements, small subtle movements. That is how you do it. What Andre Ward used to do. That is what we like to see out of our boxers. Not when you jump around and doing look like a jackrabbit or kangaroo jack the whole time. Nobody wants to see that. Everybody wants to see him stand in the pocket. If you can do that, stand in the pocket. I'm not saying get hit, but we want to see you sometimes like Tevin did. He sat there and fought sometimes. We don't know if Shakur's going to do that because he didn't do it.
See, this
So
the
here's the
Who
problem.
thing.
Shit, here
Hey,
we
Hold
who,
on,
go.
hold
hey,
on. Let me
Rich.
say
I
this.
got to go. I'm going to
Let me
holler
say
at
this.
y'all.
Hold on. All right.
who
Bye bye,
hey,
Dr.
Hold
wait,
on, Rich. Hold on, Rich. Hold on, Rich. Listen, because see, here's the thing, right? The only reason why we having this problem, in my opinion, is because people don't want to be honest. Shakur Stevenson hasn't really fought nobody, but y'all too busy trying to
Facts.
hate on another fighter that y'all just can't admit that. He ain't really
Facts.
fought
That's
nobody.
not
That's
true.
the problem with Shakur Stevenson. People want to see him challenge. They want to see him. Somebody got a mute. I hear echo.
Yeah, for
They
real.
want to see him fight certain styles and do this and do that and fight this person. Shakur Stevenson, it's a money issue. It's a problem when it's a big fight coming up, or the person calling him out ain't good enough to fight him. And
okay,
people are saying the sentiment is if he don't, basically, I feel like what people saying if he don't fight Williams and Pater, we not finna be paying him no attention no more. I feel like that's where we're at when people say it's do or die for Shakur Stevenson.
okay, and this why I'm gonna counter back and ask y'all. When did y'all start thinking like this? At 130, 126, or at
When he got
120?
lined up with Penn.
130.
Wait, wait,
I
wait.
started at
No,
130. I started
since
at
Hold
he's
on.
130.
came to
Can
let
I
me tell you,
talk?
let
Can
me
I
answer your
talk?
At the
question.
end of 130. The
Let
end
me
Can
of
I
answer your
talk?
130 to
question. Let me
135.
ask the question.
Yeah.
135. I've been saying since he came to 135, I feel like Shakur Stevenson has peaked in his career. Now, when I first started saying that, people was telling me I was crazy, but I'm watching Shakur Stevenson. He's having more of an issue with the power at 35. His hands are injured. He's not fighting better and better competition. The level of his competition is getting lower and lower, if you haven't noticed. And I don't have a problem with that. If your hands are injured and you got to do what you got to do to continue to feed your family and you're able to still fight with your hands injured like that, cool. But just stop the capping is what I have an issue with. Like, do you have a 3-fight deal with Matchroom? Like, why is that a secret? Are you really signed to Eddie Hearn? Why is he not investing money in you fighting? Like, what is really going? That's the issue, because we keep wanting to say, oh, the only way he can prove himself is if he fight Tank. No, that's not the only way he can prove himself. And not even prove himself. That's not the only person he can fight for people to feel like he's fighting a better
So
level of
who
competition.
could he fight at 135?
Wait, hold
That's
on,
what I'm
guys.
asking.
Wait,
That's what
no,
I'm
no,
asking.
I
How
want,
about Keyshawn? How about Keyshawn?
No, who
He
the
fight
question?
Tank.
No. The
no,
question
no.
is,
We're gonna
who
be
can he fight?
realistic right now. Who
No,
could he fight
yeah,
at
we're gonna be
135?
realistic. That's
Why
and
is
that's
that not
and
realistic?
hold
They
on,
both
Ty.
champions.
Hold on, Ty. Who
We
can
already
he
heard they
fight?
said they're
This is
not
the
gonna
question.
fight. We already
Y'all
heard it,
keep
so let's
talking
be
over me.
realistic. That's
This
what I'm
is the
saying.
question. Who can he fight at 135 being signed to Matchroom allegedly? That's the question. Who can he fight?
No, I'm asking who would you want to see him fight at
It's not about
135
who I
to make
want to
him
see him fight. It's about who can he fight at Matchroom, being signed with Matchroom at 135. It don't matter who I want to see him fight. Who
He
can
can
he
fight
fight?
Andy Cruz, but here,
Go ahead,
but
be a
here's
golden boy fighter.
yeah, Andy Cruz is the only one. But here's the thing, though, right? So this happened before in history, and to Rich's point about Floyd Mayweather, if people
that
really
happened
remember,
at Floyd with 130. I remember
and
all this.
you know what,
Why do we
Rich,
They
keep
I'll even
talking about
challenge.
Floyd
Why
Mayweather?
do
Wait,
you
wait, no,
keep
because
saying
bringing
this
like
has
up
happened
Floyd,
before.
Mayweather?
they kept saying what
What's
have he
happening
done?
today
What have he done?
happened in the past. This is not the first time we're seeing this. Like, if people really remember Floyd Mayweather's career, when he got lined up with Pacquiao,
Bro,
is when the hate for
not,
Floyd Mayweather really came
let's
out. That's when people
That's not
started
good.
saying
We're
that he was a
talking about
runner.
Shakur Stevenson. Please stop talking about Mayweather. We
Wait,
are
wait, wait, wait,
discussing
wait, wait.
Shakur
But there is a
Stevenson's career.
parallel. There is a
No,
hold on,
parallel.
hold on.
there isn't.
Shout out
People,
Terrence Best Videos.
What's up, Terrence?
there is a parallel
Happy
though.
Friday.
Out for the show, Terrence.
Happy Friday, Terrence. You on mute.
Terrence, you on mute.
Hey,
This
Boxing
guy.
Haggler.
Wait, hey, what's up? What's up, panel? What's up, Ty? What
What's
up,
up,
Two
Terrence?
Cents?
What's your 2 cents?
What's up,
What's up,
Mr. Greg?
Terrence?
What's
Hey,
going on, people? I've been listening to a lot of this, and my thing, and I want to go to Mr. Greg, starting with you, Mr. Greg. Who do you want to? You said he hasn't fought basically anybody right now, right? But if you compare him
said his
to Devin, his peers, Devin, T.O., and the other one at 135, who have they fought? I mean, I think so. Who have they fought, Greg, Mr. Greg?
I
That
would say
was a
this,
great fight.
and I didn't say that. What I said was his career was stalled, and
Hmm.
even if he didn't fight any big names, it's how he has fought that is the problem as well. If you're not fighting nobody, get him out of there in spectacular fashion. Make a name for yourself, even if you're not fighting great fighters. Knock them all out if they're that bad, if they're so far beneath you. But he hasn't done that part either.
So
It's
why
not that he's a bad fighter at all. I'm not saying that,
so
but
why the homie Lamont Roach didn't
he's
knock
still
out Hearn then? The nigga that
he's still
Shakur beat.
he's still
We're
not
not talking
winning.
to you, Rich.
He's still the fact is he's as I said, he's winning the fights. He's not losing, but he's not winning either because we're having this conversation. Someone who has that much height behind him should look spectacular in the ring.
But
And he
we're only
hasn't
saying
done
that
that.
because he's lined up with
So
Tank.
that's
But
what
I had,
No,
but
y'all
Mr.
keep
Greg,
saying what
now,
take
wait,
problem.
Mr. Greg, wait, Mr. Greg. So you're a boxing historian, and you know that there was lots of fighters that didn't have power. That's not something. Are you and all of you guys basically saying we don't want to see these fighters anymore? Because
no say that,
knockouts don't always come. People don't always have a
Terrence,
knockout ability.
but
So I'm
who
he
here
asking
said he's
y'all,
not a
are
knockout?
we changing what we want to see? Because I remember back in the day when most black fighters that didn't have knockout power, that's what they was used to always say. Oh, they
Polly
don't have any power.
Malignaggi,
They,
Polly
no
but
Malignaggi
I'm
was
trying
more
to, I'm trying
excited
to.
than Shakur. Now listen, Polly Malignaggi was more excited than Shakur, and that's
Hmm.
some facts. He couldn't
That's
punch
not a fact. I
he
don't know.
couldn't punch himself out
But
of a wet paper bag.
but
I'm being serious.
but
I'm being dead
but
serious, man.
but you gotta admit that that wasn't the case when at 130. You said, Coach, you said that was the case at 130.
No, probably wasn't that exciting.
I'm asking Mr. Coach.
He
Coach.
beat Zab Judah, man. What you talking about? He beat Zab
That
in
was
New
No, no,
York.
surprising.
I'm saying at 130. I'm talking about Shakur.
I want to hear
I
this about
think
the
I think
comparison.
Shakur was a weight bully at 130.
Oh,
mean,
he don't get
yeah,
no he don't get no
Hold
respect.
on, y'all. Hold on. Shout out
He ain't giving
Joseph.
this nigga no respect.
Hold on, y'all. Shout out Joseph Suave on the panel. What's your two
Hey,
cents, Joseph?
Joseph.
What you got for the show?
What up, fam? What up,
What's
fam?
up, Joseph?
Whoever washing dishes need to mute.
Oh shit, it wasn't me.
Somebody bust the studs, huh?
Busting suds. I think, honestly, I think I posted earlier that basically Shakur, as good as he is, he's also under Terrence Crawford. So people put him on a level where he has to do certain things like Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Just like Keyshawn, he's under Crawford too, but he's doing Crawford type of things. You know what I'm saying? While Shakur isn't, and I think that he's definitely his personality really isn't devastating. Um, I think he might be a cool dude personally or whatever, but I think he's been protected a certain way where he like being around people who are yes men or whatever, and that does not work on camera. It just doesn't, you know. And he
Joseph, can
got
I ask you a question when you're done?
yeah.
Sorry.
Wait,
Oh, I was going to ask you because you mentioned something that actually made me think of something else when you said that he's under Terrence Crawford. Do you think that this also contributes to him not being such a big star because of the people he aligns himself with? Like, if you look at some of the pictures he takes with the Floyd Money Mayweathers and the Terrence Crawfords and the Andre Wards, but then your style is not congruent to theirs. Do you think that's also a comparison and why he's not being, I guess, elevated?
in the roundabout way, yeah, because you know you have some boxers like Floyd don't mind. I remember Floyd; he didn't mind taking pictures around somebody who had 5 losses. You know what I'm saying? I've seen boxers, you know, even Muhammad Ali, he would give credit to any boxer, you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't chop him down to nothing. But I think Shakur wants to be identified with the best, people who haven't had no losses in their career and things like that. And he's not really doing certain things on their level, the people he's associating himself with, on camera anyway. Because I'm quite sure he's cool with other boxers, but it seems like he goes out of his way to make sure he's around people that are known to be undefeated. So that could be it too. But you know, he has to be himself. He has to be himself, man. And in this sport, you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get losses. It's not even about really taking a loss. You know, if you get a loss, all you really when you lose, you kind of win.
He's supposed to get better, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of win when you lose, because when you know you look around, be like, look, James Toney got losses, Roy Jones got losses, Ali. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the game. Don't let the fact that Mayweather doesn't have losses make you feel as though you're not gonna be as valuable. No, it's how you come back, how you do what you have to do to make
I
sure
agree.
people still talk about you.
I agree.
It was the loss to Duran that elevated Ray.
Right.
and he
Yep.
and he was highly touted as a gold medalist. The same, and that's what I'm talking about with Shakur. You got to have those kind of fights where you're at least trying, and maybe you might lose. But everybody thought Ray was a media creation, if you remember, until he fought Duran. He lost the fight, but now you knew he could fight. And
But
look what it did.
And look
let me
at
tell
Ryan.
you.
Look
Hold
how
on.
many
Let me say
times
this.
Ryan lost.
Hold on. Let me say this because this is what I think the problem be, right? Because I think we seen it happen to Devin Haney when, to me, the value or the perception has been inflated, and then you lose. I think that's where the problem comes in at because I feel like, let's say Earl Spence lost to Terrence Crawford, he would have came back and started fighting. I wouldn't feel like he lost no fans. He would have to build himself back. He wouldn't have to do that, right? Because he was already proven before he lost. He would like how are Devin and Shakur getting to a point to where if they take a L, it's over for them. They got to build themselves back up. They got to do this. They got to do that. Like, and that's my question. Like, how
But
are
I
they
think
in these do or die situations?
but I think it's different with Devin because when he was beating people, he was acting like he was something that to me he wasn't. Even after the fights and stuff like that, it's like he never was really like being honest about um, the challenges that the that he was facing, and appreciating the fact that somebody was in there with him, and when they was doing what they had to do. Errol Spence, he's totally different. Errol Spence is one of those guys. He what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying? He's just so transparent. He's sort of like Mike Tyson a little bit, so transparent. You got no other choice but to like him. You know what I'm saying? And there are not too many people who hit the bag every day, go to the gym, and 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 have to get up real early in the morning that feel like that. A lot of them have attitudes. And you look at Terrence. I mean, you look at Errol Spence. You wouldn't even know he was a boxer. Sometimes he's just so relaxed, like nothing fazes him. You know. So a lot of people embrace him because of that. Even people that like Terrence Crawford. They're like, man, this dude is too chill. How can you really don't not like this dude?
And it
Yo,
didn't hurt that he was a dog too.
Oh yeah,
But
that's the
there is an actual reason, right? The real reason is this and this happened with Floyd and Pacquiao. The same exact thing where
Oh
because
my god.
because Floyd got lined up with Pacquiao, all this hate started coming towards Floyd. And Pacquiao didn't want to fight Floyd for a long time. And people would say Floyd was a runner, he doesn't throw punches, even though this guy had multiple titles. Who did he fight? People would say all sorts of stuff about Floyd, you know, from announcers to the Pacquiao fans and everything. It was
But hold
a
on, hold
whole
on, hold
big
on, hold
thing.
on, bro,
Hold
hold
on,
on,
no,
bro.
let me move.
All right,
Let me
okay, go
move.
ahead,
So
go
when
ahead.
you talk about like when you look at it, if you look at it like just from honest perspective, if you look at where Shakur is now, getting lined up with Tank versus where Shakur was when he was getting lined up with Devin, the attitude that fans have, a lot of fans have, is different. Even though Shakur is the same fighter, it's only because that he's lined up with Tank. When Devin received the most hate was when he was lined up with Tank, and the problem is Tank doesn't really want to fight them, so therefore fan bases are now just at war. Like, oh, he's not good anyway. They're
So
fighting.
All right,
Shakur's career
hold
is
on.
Tank's fault. Got it.
Let me
Moving
back
on.
up. Let's
It's not
back up.
about
Let's back
it's,
up. Let's
no, but
back
that's
up
what's
1 second. Let's
literally
back up.
happening. The
Let's
only
back
reason
up.
it didn't happen to
Let's back up
Crawford.
1 second.
The Mayweather, this is the
Make,
thing, right? Like how y'all was saying he be pictured with Mayweather and all them, like the Mayweather comparisons, it's not the same thing, y'all.
It's the
at all.
It's
exact. It
really
is
not.
the same thing.
No, it's
If
not.
you really
nah.
follow that, I followed
Hey,
it very
two
closely.
cents,
You
It
can't
is.
two
look.
cents.
This is what I
I
remember.
Can I?
This is
followed
what
it
I
just as
remember.
close as I
Hey,
followed
two
it. It's
cents.
literally the
This
same thing.
Hey,
this is
two
what I
cents.
remember.
Can I talk?
Go ahead, Rich.
It's not. It's. I don't. I'm not talking what boxing I'm talking about. I'm talking about when Floyd was at 135, 130, when he was calling out Oscar, Shane Mosley, and all of them, and they kept saying it. You can hear it on the fights. They kept saying it. They said they was like, this kid keep calling him out, but they keep saying that he ain't did nothing to prove that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was meaning when I was saying the Floyd Mayweather shit. I wasn't meaning that they the same fighters. They this. Nah, I was just meaning that he keep calling for these fights. And nobody want to fight him, man. Or they
Well,
got an
this is what
excuse.
I
He even
remember.
did this. He even did that. He can't. He too born. He too this. They got all types of excuses.
This is what I
Yo,
remember from the
n-
Floyd
I
Pacquiao
want to
fight.
get next too.
This is what I remember from
Yeah,
the
me
Floyd
too.
Pac, and I don't know how people will take it. I remember people used to talk about Floyd and Manny, and Floyd wasn't really. I ain't gonna say he didn't want to fight, he was scared or whatever. But I know one thing: once he met him, that's when he wanted to fight him. And if you go back, if you look at any of those interviews he had when he first met Manny Pacquiao, all he was talking about how small Manny Pacquiao was. That's all he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that was disingenuous to me as far as Floyd is concerned. Almost like if Manny was the same size or bigger as far as height or whatever reach, then he probably still wouldn't have fought him. That's just my opinion. Now the whole thing with Devin Haney and him and these current boxers in his weight division, he's always to me doing certain things like this unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? He's already a young dude. He's undefeated. He's doing all this other stuff. He don't have to talk much. He don't have to say nothing. All you gotta do is say, like everybody else, sign the contract, sign the contract, sign, and that would propel his career. Period. Because everybody, because that's the only, that's really for real. At the end of the day, when you say that, that's going to propel your joint right there, your career. Because people hear you say sign the contract, so you can't compare him to Floyd in
It's
no
the
way.
exact
Was
same thing, though. I don't understand. Do people forget what
Nah.
really happened? Like it's literally the exact same thing that's happening today that's happened to Floyd and Pacquiao. Literally the exact same thing. Like the
Hold
same
on, hold
amount of
on.
hate,
Let me
the
get
same
next.
amount of like Floyd didn't do
So,
nothing. He
so
was a
Boxer, let
runner.
me ask you a question.
People
When
said Floyd was
when
a runner.
Mayweather was presented with
Let me
opportunities,
land
he
you with
took
something.
them.
Let me just land with this real quick. Even to the point when Floyd beat Pacquiao, people called the fight boring and blamed it on Floyd, even though Floyd let through the most punches. That was how much they didn't like Floyd, and it really started when he got lined up with Pacquiao. That's when it
Let me
really started.
let me get next, please.
Nah, it
Hey,
started
Hack.
off when they thought Hatton was gonna beat his ass.
Oh yeah, I
For,
That was
remember
for,
there
that.
too.
When
I
they
agree,
thought
but
yeah,
Hatton was gonna
most
win.
with Pacquiao.
you guys are bringing up two guys who before they fought. Look at their resume. Look at all the great fights they've been in already. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Pacquiao with freaking Morales. I mean, Barrera, all these great fights. Floyd had great fights before all that. Most of those guys that already had a freaking Hall of Fame resume before they even matched up with each other. And both guys were out of their prime when they fought. Let's keep it 100.
Mm.
Secondly, far as Shakur,
Mhm.
thing with him, people that fight Shakur, his opponents are not coming to get it on, so to speak. Like when Oscar De La Hoya fought a guy like Ike Cortez, they guys came to get it on. When Vernon Forrest and Shane Moses came to fight, they came to fight to get it on. These guys are just showing up, already defeated. You're not even trying to win. There's no vitriol. There's no emotion in the fight. Fighters, you like to see your fighter have some type of emotion, some type of animosity, something like, hey, look, I'm going in to do damage. I'm going in to take this guy out. I mean, you guys like your James Toney, your Roy Jones.
Man,
These guys had entertainment value. Shane Mosley was a knockout artist. I mean, some people, and this how delusional this Shakur fan base is. They think that he could compete with those guys, and Shakur would get demolished in that era right there, that 135-pound era. We had Shane, Floyd, Oscar De La Hoya, Ike Cortez. Shakur would get destroyed in that
I
era.
don't know.
It would be no contest because those
But,
guys had too much vitriol. You talking about the same Oscar De La Hoya who went up and fought Fernando Vargas at 154.
Man,
If
it's
it ain't
two
no
different
smoke at one,
eras, man.
if it ain't no smoke at 135, take your butt up and move where the smoke is. That's what them guys did. They just said if there wasn't no smoke at 135, what Shane did would have fought Burning Forest. He moved up. He went looking for the smoke. These guys always
He
trying to
fought him in
find
the
some way to
Olympics too.
campaign.
He
They
he,
ain't
he fought
looking
him in
for
the
the smoke,
Olympics
brother.
too.
he
He
They
went
ain't
fought him
back.
in the
looking for the
Olympics
smoke,
too.
man. Shakur ain't looking for no smoke, brother.
Not in the Olympics. I'm talking
so,
about amateur. My
you're
bad. I'm sorry.
immortalizing the older fighters. That's what you're doing, right? We don't know what was happening if they had fought each other.
I ain't no
Or
more lot of them guys. Them guys went looking for the smoke, man.
people will
It's
be
it's
like,
it's
"Oh,
it's,
nobody can beat
it's,
Durant."
it's in the record books, brother. It's in the record book what they did. I'm not giving Shakur. I'm not giving these fighters credit for something they have not done. They have not done it yet.
But you can't give the old fighters credit for something they didn't do either. They didn't beat Shakur.
I got to. Why not? They did it. They did it. Why wouldn't I give them credit for something that they did?
Hey,
No,
Coach
like you
Eddie.
said,
Hey,
oh,
Coach
he's
Eddie. Can I ask you a
one of the old
question?
fighters. We don't know that.
Hey, Coach Eddie.
All we do is immortalize fighters. Like somebody will be like, "Nobody can beat Sugar Ray Robinson." Ain't nobody. They person.
Man, you immortalize this dude who ain't done nothing, dude. You got to hear yourself, man. This
Hey,
dude
hey,
ain't doing
Coach.
nothing. You putting him in the same category, man.
Hey,
What are
hey,
you
Coach
talking
Eddie.
about?
Coach Eddie.
His stats alone show what he's done. Like what?
Man, go with that analogical bull crap, man. We talking about heart and soul, brother. This
I
brother
think
ain't got no heart and
Hey,
he ain't got no
He's
soul, man.
Hey,
one
box
of the last.
casually. Let me
He's
ask
You better
Coach
one
let
of the
him
Eddie a
last
go,
question.
Coach
Olympians.
Adam.
He's
You
a
better let him
multi-divisional
know.
champion. He's a lineal champion, but he ain't got
Okay, so
heart.
Dr. Hacker,
Yeah,
why the hell is he
I
having a
was
hard
saying he
time
ain't got
getting
heart
fights
either.
in? Why
See,
is he
and,
so
and, and,
afraid
that,
to
and
do
that's the
this?
thing with you, Bob. Bob the Heck, you like a computer. You like a computer, man. It's
Yep,
more
he
the
is.
boxing than just stats and numbers. You got to have soul, brother.
He got
That's
have
Hey,
something you
soul.
won't understand
Yes,
right there. You
hey,
won't
people
understand that,
who
brother.
got
hey,
soul and
Coach Eddie.
emotion ain't got
why
what
you
he
bringing
got.
that up? Why you
Hold
The
bringing
on,
people
that
y'all
who
up?
got
let
You got
y'all let
soul
hold on,
and
y'all let
emotion.
Joseph talk, and then I'm gonna let Rich go.
Yeah, let
look,
me talk
but you
real
know
quick.
what? Coach is right about something about that heart and soul stuff because remember early in Shakur's career, he was getting into street fights and stuff like that. And when you look at those videos when he's fighting on the street, you could look at him and tell like he had this thing about him, and it wasn't about having a chip on the shoulder, it was about showing off like I can hurt somebody. Nah, you a professional boxer, do that in the ring. And you know what I'm saying? And it hasn't been it hasn't resonated over the years. You know what I'm saying? Where he could do that. Even when he was messing with that dude NBA young boy. You know what I'm saying? You gonna put that S on your chest when it comes to other stuff. Do it in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So Coach Eddie, right. It's about your heart and your soul. It ain't about that.
But I
Um
mean, fires did that in
I
the
say it
past
all the
too.
time. Shakur is only a
Fires
dog
did
when
that
he
all
not
the time in
facing
the
one.
past. Look
If
at
he think
Zab
you
Judah.
could
He
whoop
got
his ass,
people.
that's when he become Elon Musk. That's when he become a financial guru. When he think you could whoop his ass, then he don't want no parts. But his sparring partner Jarrell here, so he got up in there and did him dirty,
Hey,
right?
Coach Eddie.
Anybody that he spar, he will get up in there and do
Hey,
them dirty. But
hey,
if he
Coach
don't
Eddie.
know you and if he think you got some smoke for him, outside of making you his best friend, Keyshawn He don't want no parts.
Hey, Coach
He's
Eddie.
literally the second most accomplished fighter
Hold
at
on, boxing
135.
hacker. It's Rich
He has
turn. Go
zero.
ahead,
I
Rich.
don't
Go
get
ahead,
it.
Rich.
Hey, Coach Eddie. Can I ask you a
And
question?
Tony
Who,
Review on the panel too.
and without anybody jumping in this, please. Hey, Coach Eddie, who you like right now as a fighter? You get me?
Well, hold on, Rich. Hold on. Let me get Tony review. We got Tony reviews on the panel.
You get me?
What
I,
up, Tony?
my,
What's
my
your
bad.
2 cents?
What you said? My fault.
I said,
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, Rich. Hold on. What's up, Tony? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I can't believe what I've been listening to. Here's the fact of the matter. Shakur Stevenson is more active than Tank Davis. You can look it up. In their last 9 fights, Tank averages about 32 punches a round. Shakur averages 40 punches a round, which means Shakur is throwing more punches. The difference in Tank and Shakur is when Tank gets in there, it's a fight. He's in the pocket, getting hit, he's hitting people. When Shakur gets in there, it's an easy night because he doesn't get touched, which is what makes it boring because he's so much better than these other fighters that it's not fun to watch to the casual. But as somebody like me, I love watching Shakur get in there and completely
I said the same
annihilate
thing.
in skills. The bottom line is skills is what pays the bills. Hit and don't get hit, and Shakur excels at it. It doesn't matter what you do, and then people still complain. Like y'all wanted him to turn it up, fight more. Yes, he had a later replacement. He got the knockout, but now people are like, oh, well, he knocked him out too late. He knocked him out too late. So the dude can win for lose, lose for win. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Shakur needs to keep doing what he does. Go in there, be boring, beat all these dudes, and people will keep crying about how bad he is while he keeps winning.
Yeah, and that's
All
right.
right. So, Coach
So
Eddie, what you
now,
got to
Let me
say?
talk
Hold
to
on, hold
Coach
on.
Eddie
Let
real
Rich
quick.
go.
Let me
Let Rich
let me
go. Go
talk to
ahead,
Coach
Rich.
Eddie,
Okay.
please.
Go, Rich.
Hey,
Go ahead,
Coach,
Rich.
can I say something to Coach Eddie without nobody saying that? I just
Go
want to know
ahead, Rich.
who Coach Eddie, who you like as a fighter right now.
Or the fighter. Well, I like Daniel Dubois. I like him. He come to fight. I like Bivol. I like Crawford. I like David Benavidez.
I'm talking about
Who
like
else?
somebody. I'm talking about a young person around Shakur age that's coming up, man.
Oh, I like Dev. I like Dev. I like see Terrence. I mean Tevin Farmer. He's a little bit older, so I ain't gonna count him. But I like Dev. I don't like. I used to like T.O., but then T.O. started tripping, man. So I don't really like him no more, man. But yeah, out of the new group, the younger guys, I like Dev out of the most of the best.
Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. I was just asking, man. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know. That's all.
Go
And
ahead, Ty.
Yeah, I wanted to
It,
I'm
touch
a
on
fan
that
of
point.
both
it,
I
sides. I'm
want,
a both
it,
I
fan. I
wanted,
like
wait,
both seasons.
wait. It just makes sense now. It just make a lot of sense now.
I want. Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
I
Go
wanted to
ahead,
touch
Ty.
on
Terrence
it.
Reviews, you about
I
to say
wanted.
something, Terrence?
I wanted to touch on the point that boxing hacker just made when he says that the legendary fighters we just always give them a pass. We go back and looking at, and one time I was asking, like, for instance, we say Hagler, and I say, who was the top five Hagler beat? Y'all gonna struggle. Because you're going to struggle because a lot of these guys, y'all not going to know their name. They're not legendary names, but Hagler is because Hagler was around with Sugar Ray Leonard. It's like all of these guys that fought each other are kind of getting a pass because they fought each other. And the ideal that no one could beat them now is, to me, is just absurd. We know in football and basketball, every athlete has gotten better. They've gotten stronger, bigger, faster, and
No, every
everything.
athlete has not.
Now, I mean, the top athletes. The top athletes from those days to these days are much stronger,
I ain't gonna
physically
lie, because
bigger.
I
I
ain't gonna
think he
lie.
Am
means
I
Let me
something
put
lying?
this
Wait,
on
different.
am I
game.
lying? Is
Sugar
that
Ray Leonard gonna
untrue?
knock these niggas out,
Houston,
man.
I think he
Sugar
means
Ray
like
How
Leonard
do
gonna
you?
I think
crush
he
these
means
niggas.
like the
How
generation.
can you say that? How can you
I,
say that Sugar Ray Leonard is going to
I ain't
crush
gonna
these
lie to you,
guys?
man. Sugar Ray Leonard a different
But
ball
but
game, man.
explain to me, okay? But
He a
explain to
different.
me how you
It ain't
is
nothing to
he?
explain. Look at him. Just look at
I'm
his
gonna
fundamentals, his
I'm
techniques, the way he fights,
I'm gonna ask you
the way he
this.
plays stuff
I'm
in
gonna ask you
practice.
this.
Just
Do
look
they
at him.
necessarily punch harder than does he punch the hardest? His
Then who?
technique. There's a lot of people with good technique now.
Punch harder than who?
The Sugar Ray Leonard.
It's
Does he punch harder than
Sugar
who?
And
Sugar Ray
remember,
Leonard a different ball game.
Roberto. A lot of these guys, all of these guys, got a lot of credit for Roberto. And think about it, he came from 135. Let's not
That's like
forget
saying
that.
That's like
Well, 130, 135.
I understand.
So and
I understand.
they
Wait,
all get credit for Duran.
Hey, look, I understand the other boxes, but when you talk about like Floyd's, the Oscars, the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Marvin Haglers, even the Bernard Hopkins, they still can last in this today's time. They still
I'm
can
not
last
saying
in
they
today's
last.
time.
couldn't
I
last. I'm
understand. I
not saying
understand. But
that, but I'm
you
saying
talk
how
about
do
a
we
whole
know they?
different ball
Just like
game,
Hacker said, how do we know that Devin couldn't go there and beat a Durant?
and
Y'all
he get
don't
his
know
ass
that.
knocked
Beat
out.
a damn Ryan.
Y'all
Who's
don't
that?
know.
He'll
Y'all
get his
don't.
Moving
ass.
Y'all
on.
say that.
Moving
Y'all
on.
say
Hacker,
that,
you're
but
like,
y'all don't know. Y'all do not
I,
Let me
know.
say some
Y'all
I can
making
answer
an
that. I can
assumption.
answer that.
Terrence.
Y'all making
Terrence.
that assumption. That's all I gotta say. Y'all making
Hey,
a
look,
big
Terrence, can
assumption.
I say
No,
just
something?
hold on.
immoralizing.
But you can
hey,
do that
Terrence.
based
Hey,
off a body of work. You can see
hey,
what these guys have done, brother.
And
hey,
Terrence, let me
Terrence.
ask you a question.
Wait,
Go
hold
ahead,
on,
Rich.
Terrence, real quick. A lot of them fighters back then, like Sugar Ray Leonard, they was fighting 15 rounds. Them niggas get tired at the 10th round,
No,
ninth round.
I think
They
that
was
had
never
stopped
getting
by the time Leonard got in.
they was never getting tired at the 13, 14 round.
I think that had stopped that
Nah,
by the time
No,
Leonard got there.
it
Sugar
was a
Ray Leonard,
fight
I
with
think
it
Sugar
was
Ray
a
Leonard,
fight with Hagler.
No, he fought Thomas Hearns. That was the 15 round fight, brother.
Sugar Ray Leonard fucked it up when he made the ring smaller on Marvin. I mean, ring bigger on what was Thomas Hearns
On
or Marvin
Marvin.
Hagler. He
On
made the
Marvin.
ring bigger and made it 12 rounds. He fucked it up when he did all that shit.
But yeah, but still immortalizing at a certain sense. All you do is more like we do it all the time. We say, "Oh, nobody can be Ray Robinson." Half the people ain't never seen Ray Robinson fight in their life. Nobody can be Ray Robinson. Nobody can be Sugar Ray. They
I've
only
seen
remember
Ray
the
Robinson fights.
Hey,
I know
hold on.
there.
Boxing Hacker. Boxing Hacker. Boxing is about it's the pain game. It's the hurt business, brother. Now
okay.
you like a computer spitting out facts and stats. That's what you do. Man, at the end of the day, when I take these 5 fingers and put it across this dude's chin, that's what it's all about, bro.
Yeah, but skills,
It's the hurt
skills
business,
too.
man. So
It's
once you get hurt, them skills go out the window, brother. That's what
bro.
I'm trying to tell you,
Skills
man.
are important, man. Skills are important. But look, the person you guys are downing right now, right, is literally one of our last medalists, like from the Olympics. He's a multi-division champ. I can't say
Mark Breland was a
good.
great
Good,
amateur.
good.
Mark Breland was a great amateur. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, Mark
Just
Breland.
cause you was a great, a great Olympian. I mean, look at the '84 Olympic team. How many guys actually panned out on that team? Think about it. It's
We'll go.
only like 2 or 3. Purnell and Evander.
What?
The rest of them fizzled out, dog. So
Sugar Ray was
and that was the greatest Olympic team we ever put together.
yeah.
So
So
what are
what
you
I'm
talking
saying.
about, man?
So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying, Coach Eddie. Right now, you're just immortalizing, like, oh, he couldn't last with these people. He's not that good. Why are you saying that? You don't. There's no proof they can't last in the
That's
era.
the same reason you keep attaching him
Yes,
to
there
Floyd
is.
Mayweather.
Yes, there is.
I know.
They
I
don't
was
have
just
the mentality.
parallelizing what happened to them.
Hacker.
I didn't say like skill for skill, but there are parallels between
How dare
Shakur
you?
Stevenson and
How
Floyd.
Man, stop it.
dare you?
Addy, you
They're
sound like a
How
literally,
computer,
dare
they're
brother.
you?
literally
You
parallels.
really sound like a computer, man.
Hacker,
You
they
really.
No, they're
they
literally. It's not about being a computer. It literally is.
Now let me
Hacker,
tell you
hacker,
something. Now hold on.
hacker. You
It's
gotta
just
let
it's
people
a stat.
respond to you, hacker. Hold on. Go ahead,
It's
Coach
it's
Eddie, and then go ahead,
it's
Mr. Greg.
listen, chat. Listen, my brother. It's something back then. Them brothers fought with some. It was called Black Rage, brother. They don't have it no more. It was different.
Yeah,
Those guys. That's a fact, Jack. Now put that in your computer, brother. You can't put it in your computer
what?
because you
Black
can't
magic.
measure it, brother. You can't measure it, man.
Black magic. I don't know what that is.
It's called
hacker,
black rage, brother. When you when
but
you was under all that oppression and you had racial pride back then. In other words, I ain't finna let no white boy cook me, and that was a fact.
Come on,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? The brother had soul, they had rhythm, they was fighting for something, man. So I don't all this, all these stats and who are you fighting? At the end of the day, it matters who you fighting, brother.
Yeah, but
Who you doing it against?
here's the thing.
Yeah, you can look good against Joe Blow, but can you do it with the man down the
There's
street
no
though?
way we will ever know if
Boxing
Can
hacker,
can you
you
do
gotta let
it with
people
can
talk,
you
bro.
do it with Hollywood Cole? You can look good with Joe Blow, but can you do it with Hollywood Cole?
yeah,
That's what I want to see.
but here's
No,
the
I don't.
thing.
Hold
We
on,
will
Mr.
never
Greg.
know what will
Mr.
have
Greg
happened
is next.
if
Boxing
those
hacker, I
fighters
don't want to
weren't
have to mute
weren't
you, bro.
Hold on. I don't fully agree
Mute
with
him
Hold
what
on,
and
Greg
bro.
boot
is
Mr.
him.
saying
Greg
because
is
if you
next.
go
Mute
back
him
Mr.
and
and
Greg
boot
is
watch,
him.
next. Mr. Greg
hold
is
on.
next. Hold on,
Mr. Greg.
Tony.
No,
Mr.
Tony,
Greg,
go
what you got,
ahead. Go
Mr.
ahead,
Greg?
Mr. Gray.
hacker. Today's fighters
Right.
do not possess the same mentality
Oh,
of fighters of the era that we're talking about in the 80s and 90s. They just and 70s. They just don't. They don't have the intestinal fortitude. Most of the day's fighters are coddled. First, they fight in 12 rounds. First, they're trying to find the biggest fight before they're even ready. They haven't gone through anything. We were talking about Marvin Hagler, for instance. The
Yeah.
most dangerous fighter that Marvin Hagler had to fight was a guy named Boogaloo Watts, who was an absolute killer. None of the day's fighters in this era could even get in the ring with him and win. They don't have that kind of fortitude. And that's the problem that you're not seeing. They got some
There's no
skills
proof of that. I don't understand. We're just immortalizing these
because
guys.
they haven't shown it.
Yeah, but
None of
just
them.
because they haven't shown doesn't mean that they can't do it. So there's
If
no
they
proof.
haven't shown it,
Boxing
Like we're just
hacker, stop
immortalizing.
it. Boxing hacker.
It happens for every.
I'm about to
Yo,
mute
back
you,
Out of
brother.
when
here.
I
we were
want to
fighting.
talk. My bad, boxing hacker.
Hagler,
Gotta mute you. Go ahead, Mr. Greg.
Hagler, if they haven't shown it, then we have to take the position that they don't have it. Why haven't they shown it?
Yeah,
They not even fighting each other to
but
even
what do you mean? But they
if
all have
these
different skill
fighters
sets.
have, huh?
Willie Pep is not like a Sugar Ray
You're
Leonard.
not talking about
They
Willie
all have
Pep.
different
I'm
skill
talking
sets.
about fighters from
Right
that
now.
particular era because none of us was born. Well, I might have been. None of us was born when Willie Pep was fighting.
Yeah,
That's not what we're talking about. And even then, these fighters were fighting 15 rounds. They were training in some of the most
Left weight
hard
classes.
conditions.
uh,
Today's fighters are coddled.
here,
So
here's
you're not going to have that
here's the
ancestral
thing.
fortitude. You're not going to have that
I'm not
mentality.
saying
And you're
Mr.
not.
Greg,
Same
you think
day,
it's because
same
they
day
get more
weigh in,
money?
yo.
same day
Mr.
weigh
Greg,
in.
do you
They
think
had
it's because
that.
they're
Yeah,
making more money?
yes.
You think it's
I'm
because
not
they're
saying
making more
that.
money and
I'm not saying
they're
that.
not fighting as
Here's
much?
what I'm
That's
Hold
saying,
all
on,
Mr.
I'm
boxing
Greg.
asking.
hacker. Hold on, boxing hacker. Tony reviews. What you got?
I was just gonna say I don't fully agree with what Coach Eddie was saying about that rage because it used to be black slick fighter. Most of your older throwback black fighters did not win by knockout. Most of them won by outboxing you, being more like Shakur, being slick, too fast for the white dudes to hit. Like that's literally what they were built
You
off of
mean more like
agility,
Ali, not Shakur, like
speed,
Ali. They
slick.
use rhythmic footwork.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness. At
Guys,
the end of the
why?
day,
Listen, this is the thing.
this Mike Tyson is were very rare back then. The George Foreman's, Ernie Shavers were very rare back then for your black fighters. So I don't fully agree with what you're saying. Now, what I will agree with is all fighters back then seem to have a lot more heart. They seem to take a lot better of a beating. They wouldn't lay down like they do today. They wouldn't take a knee over hair grease. So I do agree with you that they do appear to have more heart back then, but at the same time, if you're not as skilled as somebody, heart's only going to get you beat up. So I don't know that a throwback fighter would beat today's fighters because you got to understand something. Like everything, it evolves. You get better. The skills, they enhance. So where you have guys who are slugging out, they might get danced around with ease by today's fighters. There's no way to know. Yes, they might have
Exactly.
more heart, but again,
And
it
today's
don't matter if
fighters
you
making
have heart if
15
you ain't got no
rounds.
skills. You just get picked apart.
I got it.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
So
Like
you
So,
say
Mr.
you
we're
saying
just
Greg, I have a
right
question.
now we're
Hold
just
on. Let me ask Mr.
immortalizing.
Greg a question. So, Mr. Greg, do you think that a lot of that is due to the fact that they get more money now so they don't have to fight as
Yes.
often? Because I remember before you were saying something like they weren't making as much money either.
That's exactly what's going on. They're not fighting
Okay.
as much. They are getting more money, even when they don't fight as much. Yesterday's fighters had to fight more often, had to fight more harder, tougher fighters, regardless of what the skill set was, in order to make a living just in this game of boxing. A lot of the club fighters that we don't even know, I mentioned one, just didn't have the promotion management where they could become big names, but the skill sets were there. I think Hacker mentioned Sugar Ray Robinson. From 147 right now, there is nobody in that's fighting today that can be in the ring with Robinson. Nobody. This is the same guy
Pure speculation.
that they had to create
Be
the
quiet.
pound. They had to create the pound for pound moniker for Sugar Ray Robinson. He didn't call himself that. It was created for him because that's how good he was. His 5 fights with Jake LaMotta, or maybe it was
Wait,
6.
so wait, can people beat
How
Jake
do we,
LaMotta?
Wait.
how do we know how
Can,
good Jake
can
LaMotta
people beat
was?
Jake
Hey,
LaMotta?
yo, please be
Oh
quiet.
my
He's trying to
God.
answer my question. Y'all are so damn rude, like children.
If you
Go ahead,
watch,
Sorry.
Mr. Greg.
if you see those 5 fights, if you read about the 5 fights, tell me who could do the same thing today at 147.
But
Besides Bud, we talking about Bud is at 154 now.
So your question is who could beat Jake LaMotta at 147?
No, I did not. I said
He was making an example to
I
me.
was
We were in
making it.
the middle of a oh my
The
god, I'm
5
so
fights that Ray Robinson had surpasses almost everybody right now who's fighting at 147.
What 5 fights are you referring
But
to?
Jake LaMotta,
So what about the Jake LaMotta fights made him surpass everybody at 147?
that's how good they were, hacker.
How good is Jake LaMotta then?
Because
Ray Robinson is a beautiful fighter. I'm not saying
can we
Ray,
mute him,
Ray
bro?
Robinson is a
Man,
beautiful
Can
fighter.
y'all
we mute him and
crazy
boo
with
him,
this
please?
shit.
He's amazing. I'm not
Can
saying
we
he's
mute him and boo him?
I like Ray Robinson, but
I know
what about Jake LaMotta makes
you like
him
being
so?
difficult, hacker. But if
No,
you
what
can't
about no? I
understand
love Jake.
what I just said, if
Ray
you can't
Robinson stylistically
understand,
is beautiful, a
huh?
beautiful fighter.
If you can't
Stylistically,
understand
Jay,
that he was that good that he could fight Sugar Ray Robinson that many times and only win one time, if you don't understand that,
but
what
how
is it
good
that
was
How
you're going
good
to
was
do with
Jake
me?
LaMotta?
how good was Jake
Hacker, why do
LaMotta
you
then?
continue to talk when somebody else is talking? How can you even hear like that?
You're immortalizing Ray
He was
Robinson,
good as
but what about his
Sugar
opponent?
Ray
How good was
Robinson
he?
5 times. That's how good he was.
How how good was he? Besides Ray Robinson, what made him good?
The way that we talking about the apex of his career. If
He
you're
was like
that
a slugger. Like what made Jake LaMotta good?
his ability to fight a fighter and win at least one time and take it to the
Just-
15 rounds of a fighter like Sugar Ray
So
Robinson. Don't you?
besides okay, so besides Ray Robinson, he wasn't good until he fought him 5 times.
No. I'm talking about how good he was at that. He went to the very level, the very top.
So what you think? Do you think LaMotta will beat everybody at 147?
That's fighting right now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Why?
because
Because
they
he won
don't.
one time
They
against Ray
don't
Robinson.
because they don't have the mentality. They don't have the will. They don't really have that kind of skill to beat
I,
a guy like. Let me finish since you asked.
go ahead. I'm
To
listening.
fight a guy like Jake LaMotta, you have to have exceptional skill, exceptional heart, strong mentality, and the willing to deal with the pain that he will put on you. These guys today don't want to take those kind of risks. They don't want to fight like that because, for one reason, they're scared of getting badly hurt. Where later on down the road, they can't talk well, they can't walk well, so they're not taking those kind of risks. So
But
you have to have risk to box, period. Take risk to box, period. But today's fighters won't take the same kind of risk. They don't have that mentality, and they don't really, in my opinion, have the same brain trust. They don't have the Eddie Futches to train them anymore, the Emmanuel Stewarts, the Georgie Bentons. So that's a part that's gone as well. It's not just one thing; a potpourri of things. They don't have it. They just want to get the payday. They want to pick and choose. They are scared of losing because they don't want to lose the O if they have one. So they can't get in the ring with guys that come in with the same mentality from that era. It's not just skills, it's also will.
I have a question for you, Mr.
what
Greg.
about Jake
I'm
LaMotta? What
listening.
about Jake LaMotta makes him you make
Oh my
besides the
god.
Ray Robinson fighting? What
I
about his
have a,
skill set
I'm done
makes him
with
so
that.
amazing?
I'm done.
Ray Robinson's skill set was amazing. Like the way he
no,
boxed.
no, no. I have a
Like,
legitimate question.
I'm
Was
A
gonna listen.
amazing.
legitimate,
Here's the
I'm
a
question.
legitimate question, Mr.
gonna
Greg. This is
Like,
listen.
legitimate.
I'm gonna listen.
what about Jake
Okay,
LaMotta? You
back.
think
We got it, hacker. Hacker, we got it. Okay, here's my question, Mr. Greg. So back in those days that you're talking about, did most of those fighters, a lot of those fighters didn't come up in the amateur ranks. They didn't start boxing early, right? They started boxing later in their career. Is that a fact?
That's not a
Uh,
fact. A lot of fighters,
no.
no, that's not a
Okay.
fact. A lot of those
Okay.
fighters fought in the amateur career. You got to remember, this is back, and even if they didn't, they had
Mm.
look how many fights Robinson had to win before he got his first title shot. 47.
Um,
Hey
I was just
Terrence,
asking that question.
Hey Terrence,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got a question for you though. I got a
Yeah.
question. Do you think these heavyweights nowadays could beat heavyweights like Lennox Lewis, um Holyfield and them type of niggas, or do you think these middleweights could beat Bernard Hopkins or Winky Wrights and them type of niggas?
Well, when you talking about 90s, and I
Facts.
think a lot of these
I,
things, I think they had caught up by then. But I'm talking about way back in the 70s and 60s. 50s and
Okay, okay,
40s.
okay,
But
okay.
yeah, but 90s, yeah, I think that yeah, because those guys are these guys haven't really advanced that far since the 90s. We're only in
Because
2020,
because
20,
I don't
20.
think
So I
I don't
agree
think
with
a
you
lot
on
of these
that.
I don't think a lot of these boxes back then the middleweights could touch Winky Wright.
Yeah,
I
yeah, he
don't
was
think I
tough,
don't think
bro.
they I don't
See,
Yeah,
think they was
I
fuck
think
I,
the
Wenky
heavyweight
was
I
tough.
don't think
then
they
was
was fucking with
way
Winky
better
Wright at
boxers.
all.
The
In
heavyweights
the
back then was
nineties, in
way
the
better
nineties,
boxers.
yeah, but we were talking about the sixties and seventies. The
Okay,
nineties, yeah,
okay,
they
okay, okay.
those guys
And
those
let me
guys
say this.
definitely were better than these guys now.
Let me say this.
Even with people using PEDs. But
Let
go
I
ahead,
think
2 cents. Sorry.
me
Holyfield.
circle back to the Shakur
Holyfield.
thing because that's the whole basis of this conversation. Somebody making a left hand turn, y'all need to mute.
Oh, that's
Oh,
me. That's me.
This the Terrence your camera on.
Ew, what is that?
His elbow or something. Um,
Be careful.
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro.
Terrence, I'm gonna have to kick you off, bro. We can't do the. That was your elbow, right? That was your elbow. So listen.
yeah, man, come on, bro.
So
Y'all know, y'all.
I don't know what you got going on over
Yeah,
there.
nobody
Maybe
knows
your
what
camera
what do
all
happened.
the way
we? Hey,
together.
that's not 2 cents after dark, Terrence. It's the family friendly show.
And if
It's the
that's 2
family
after
friendly
dark,
show.
I'm gone. I don't want to do that.
Ty, Ty,
Ty, come
you,
on, Ty. Come on,
Ty, why
Ty.
you,
I'm
Ty, be
good.
tripping, man.
I'm so good.
Like, man,
So let me circle back because we got on this about Shakur, and
yeah.
this is the thing, right? It's crazy to me because it's like there's been a wall set up to where
What
we
is
can
that noise?
always somebody need to mute.
That's Terrence. That's what I'm saying, yo. What kind of freaky? Hey, yo.
So what I'm saying is like there's always that wall with Shakur, like, well, nobody wants to fight him, right? And now we're to the point where Zapata, even if he can wash Zapata, right? It's about the perception. Zapata can cut the ring off. He's a come forward fighter. He's a volume puncher, right? People believe that this is the opposite of Shakur's style, and they want to see him matched up with it, and they want to see him overcome it. The reason why, the more we've been talking, and I've been asking, why is it such do or die? The reason why, after this conversation we've been having, I feel like it's such a do or die moment now is because nobody wants to fight him. It's because all the good fighters are quote unquote turning him down and ducking him. So now that sentiment has kind of backfired because people like we don't care, bro. Like we don't care if people ducking you. Like you need to get in there with somebody that we feel like the fans is gonna really, really challenge you. And that everybody ducking you and all of that, that's cool. You too great. You so great. We about to stop paying attention to you.
Any
That's
crew is
where
there, though.
and that's kind of like the same sentiment y'all try to put on Tank, but that just simply wasn't true. He sold out his fight. People bought the pay-per-views. Somebody need to mute. People interested in the rematch. So that sentiment y'all keep trying to project on other fighters is what's going on with y'all fighter, but people don't want to be honest. Y'all want to keep talking about stats and when you got to bring out and dig up all this other stuff, it's just not what the market is caring about. They don't care about him to be in the they don't care about none of his stats. They want to see what they perceive to be a challenge for Shakur, what they perceive to be a challenge, even if it's not. So I think I've come to the conclusion that the reason why Shakur is in this situation is because everybody ducking him, is because don't nobody want to fight him. Because how long people are gonna keep watching you if that's the sentiment and you're not as entertaining as people would like. What do y'all think about that? What's y'all two
Hey,
cents
two
about that?
said I wanted to answer that real quick. Everybody's not Duggan Shakur. This guy named Kurt Scooby wants to fight him, and it's another guy from Dominican that want to fight him. Both of these guys have knockout
Herrera
power.
wants to
No,
fight
they're not
him.
good enough to fight him,
No,
Coach
no,
A.
but hold on one second though. This is what I'm saying though. You had guys like Lennox Lewis who fought guys like Ray Mercer. Every time you fight somebody, it doesn't have to be a name. And Ray Mercer gave a lot of guys a tough time. Holyfield fought Ray Mercer. Holyfield fought Burt Cooper. I mean, friggin' Lennox Lewis fought, Tommy the Duke Morrison. So everybody's not going to have a fanfare or a freaking superstar status, but they can wind up giving you a tough fight. But what happens is when you fight a guy like Kurt Scooby or the guy from the Dominican, when they do give you a tough fight, then all of a sudden it puts you in a position where you're supposed to watch this guy because he doesn't have a name. And that's what people got to realize. Just because you don't know a guy, doesn't mean he can't fight. You just don't know him. And I think that's what we're so keen to name recognition that we're losing the essence of boxing. Is the unknown guy that can come and give you a tough fight and possibly beat you on even a given night.
Yeah, I can agree with
I
that because
mean,
it
I
just
don't
bring the
know if
game to
I
a
agree
new
with that
level.
either. Like
So
Ray
you
Mercer was a hell of a fighter. Ray Mercer was an Olympian. He was a champion. I mean, the dude was a great fighter. And even Tommy Morrison, everybody knew who he was before he fought Ray Mercer because he was in a Rocky movie. And he really went downhill after the Rocky movie because that's where he caught HIV. But the dude was knocking everybody out. He was like the
Oh my
white Mike
goodness.
Tyson. He was super hyped up before he lost to like Ray Mercer. So I don't even agree with that. Like those were big names that you mentioned. Um, as far as like today versus yesterday, I don't know. It's impossible to know who would be who because people were like Tyson Fury could compete in all eras. Then we just seen a little dude in Usyk beat him up
Who
twice.
making a turn? Who making a turn?
Who did what?
Who's making a turn? I keep hearing a turn signal.
I have no idea.
They've been trying to turn for like an hour.
I'm trying to tell you. Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry. I
Anyway,
just that
Tony, I
noise
was
in
asking
my
about
ears.
what I
Go
said
ahead.
about Shakur. Though. I was trying to get a response to
Shakur,
that.
and
Shakur can
hey, look,
fight
I
and
mean,
any.
wait,
I was
wait,
That'd
thinking,
be a good
well, I
fight.
don't know.
hey,
Like,
hey,
here's the
two
thing.
cents, two
Shakur to
cents.
Hold on.
me,
Let Tony finish, please.
Shakur, I don't think anybody's ducking Shakur. I just think Shakur values himself a lot more than what he's valued at. And I say this is to me, your value has nothing to do with your skills, has nothing to do with how good you are. Your value is the business side, how many asses you can put in the seats. And the thing about Shakur is he could have fought Devin Haney for undisputed, but he didn't want to take the 20%. He wanted more than that. So he petitioned to the WBC to get the 30% that he thought he was owed. Well, Devin was like, okay, I'll just go to the next division. And that's what I see with Shakur. He thinks he's worth a lot more than what he is, and he's not worth what he thinks he's worth, regardless of how good he is.
Hey, okay, I could agree with that. Hey, 2 cents.
Yeah, I can
Hold
agree
on,
with
Rich.
that
Let me
too.
say this. Hello. Y'all make sure y'all punch that like and subscribe button. I need 100 likes by the time we get off
I want to
this
go after
live
Rich.
tonight. Make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. Be sure to support the channel. Hit the Cash App at 2 cents boxing, or you could drop a super chat with your 2 cents. Be sure to call in if you just want to call in real quick. 281-845-2103 to get your 2 cents off. We having a very interesting conversation. If you got questions about the past, we got Mr. Greg on the panel, our boxing historian. He gonna break it down for you. He gonna let you know how it's going on today, how history continue to repeat itself. Shout out to Mr. Greg. Rich, what you got?
This what I got right. When Shakur beat this nigga like Floyd did Diego Corrales, y'all gonna want to see him fight somebody else. Then y'all gonna say he ducking somebody. That's all that's gonna keep happening, man. It's gonna be a sad day, man.
Why wouldn't we want him
And
to
then,
see him fight somebody else?
I promise you, when he beat him like this, I bet you gonna have a bunch of people jump on your little show, and they gonna say, "Oh man, he
Damn,
ain't really."
not my little show.
No,
I'm
no,
about to say.
I'm not. Nah, I just trying to talk, but I'm just saying they gonna
I need the big show, buddy.
jump on your thing, and they gonna say what they gotta say. He gonna beat the shit out of him. I don't even
I
really
hope
want to.
so.
I don't even think this
Yeah.
Williams Cepeda fight gonna even like take him
Happen.
to the next level to the point where people gonna start looking at him. Y'all gonna still
I
look at
agree.
him as the same Shakur, man.
I would
Until
love
he
to see
beat,
Andy Cruz fight more.
until he
Okay,
beat.
so here's
Uh, only thing I can say that's gonna change is he probably gonna have more Mexican fans that's not gonna like him, and his stock gonna grow up. That's the only. I mean, yeah, that's the only thing I can say about him.
I hope he fight him and beat him and
That's the
his
only
stock go
thing.
up. That's what everybody. Why you think people don't want that?
so
That's
so
exactly
here
what people want.
That's the only thing that's gonna happen with him.
Yeah, I
I
don't think
so
can't believe it's people
here's
that really think
here's
that
my
Sabati could beat
hold
Shakur.
on,
It's
hold
crazy.
on,
Well,
hold on.
Rich,
First of all, it's not completely out of the realm. Let's start
And
there.
he's going to
And,
expose this guy. They're gonna realize that it's nothing.
Then
Well,
they
you
get
know
through.
what, Rich?
Then
I hope that
they
he's
gonna say
everything you think he is.
then they gonna say this guy he probably could take this out of Shakur. Then it's gonna be this guy he probably could do that until he
But
fights
Rich,
somebody
that's
that's gonna
what's
give him.
supposed to happen. You beat somebody, and then you go beat somebody
He
else,
he
and then you
he
go
been
beat somebody else. What is you
he
saying?
he been there at 126 and 130, and he
We're not
doing
Yeah,
at
that at
but he
126 and
calm
135.
130
now.
anymore.
He
You're not
been
in
there
Kansas
that.
anymore, bruh.
He been there that. Only
But
Okay.
he at
person at
35
130. Hey,
now.
look. Hey, let's be real honest. Only person at 135 that got a good resume is Keyshawn. That's the only person at
Boy, how
135
about
that got
stop it?
they
Are you
got a
guys
good
Stop
put him
it,
off
they
this
bro.
got a
panel
You
right
good
now?
tripping,
Throw
resume.
him
you
off this
tripping,
panel.
Rich.
That's
Throw him
You
off
that's
the
the
tripping, Rich.
panel. Throw him
that's
off the
the
panel,
only
bro.
person. Tank
Stop
ain't
it,
Mute,
never
Rich.
fight
mute
none
him,
of them
Buddha.
guys
How
that
the
none of them number
Oh
two
my
or
Mute
number
God.
him,
one guys
Rich,
at
Buddha.
135.
Rich.
Mute
Let's
him
keep it.
and
Let's
Rich.
be
boot
honest.
him.
Let's really
Let me
be
ask
honest.
Yeah,
Rich.
let's
No,
really
let's
be
be
Come
honest.
on,
honest.
You talking
man.
about against Parenchek? You talking about
Let's be
against
honest, man.
Lamone,
That we
Gustavo
we
Lamone,
we
that
talking
he
about we
drained down after fighting in
honest.
Africa? You talking about him?
Since
how
You
we
talking
how
about
being
he drained the
Parenchek?
guy
honest,
out that came in at
Man, get out
140.
of here, bro.
He
honest,
came in at
be
140
honest.
something, and he was supposed to fight
You
at
Since
want to
we
know
being
135.
you know
How
what
you
honest,
get
140? You
drained
know
out?
why?
let's be
How
honest.
you get
Because he
drained
was
out
trying
like
to fight
that?
Honest.
at 140. He
Since we
dragged him
being
down to
honest,
135. What are you
let's
talking
be
about?
honest.
The
Be
guy fights at
honest.
140, and
Since we being
he showed up
honest,
at 142,
let's be
143.
honest. Be
How
honest.
you drain him out?
Since we being honest, let's be honest. Be honest.
I still want
Since
to know
we
how he
being
drained him out.
honest, let's
Since we being honest, let's be honest, like Auntie Sko say. Let's
We
be
being
honest, Rich.
honest. We being
How
honest. Tank ain't
how
fight
how how
in
is Keyshawn?
2021,
How does
2020.
Keyshawn have the best
Rich, be
resume at
quiet.
135, bro? How did that
Because
even how was that even in your consciousness?
the reason why I say that, right? Because he been at 135 only for what for like two. How long he been at 135 for like 3 years, 2 years?
This one we don't even know
Keyshawn
until I
is
got
a
the best resume.
prospect,
Like, please
bro.
get out of here.
Keyshawn is a
Listen,
prospect. How the hell he got a better resume than anybody?
his
He
resume better
He's a
because he got
champion
man,
less
though. He's not
listen.
fights.
a
He
prospect.
got less fights,
Here
and
we go.
he got
Here
less
we
fights.
go.
He got less fights, and his fights was worthy or something. All these
Rich,
other
how long you
guys,
been watching boxing, Rich?
I've been watching
And
boxing
how old
forever
are
since
you?
I was born.
You on the spectrum?
Boys, I've been watching boxing since I was born.
Yeah, for real. I've been watching Tank. What I'm trying to say is who Tank for that 135?
We're not talking
Okay,
about that.
Nobody.
okay.
We're talking about the
Nobody.
stand. We are
Who
not
he
Nobody.
fight at
talking about. Oh my
135?
God.
Who
Rich, I
who
tell
who
you, nobody.
who
We're
have he
not
fought
talking
at
about
You know
Tank.
what?
135?
You
We're
know
not talking
what? You
about
know
Shakur,
Tank.
what? No.
Shakur.
You know what? Okay. We're not
What I'm
talking
trying
about
what
Javante
I'm
Tank
trying to
Davis.
say
We're
what
talking
I'm
about
trying
Shakur Stevenson. And y'all
what
can
I
sit up
what
here and say all y'all want to that Tank ain't fought nobody. He puts asses in seats. Okay. Then Shakur
what I
be
He's
like,
fought
if
better.
Shakur's so
See,
much
time
better
out,
than
time out.
him, then why the hell is he not a bigger star?
what I'm
I'm
Time
trying to
out. Let me
say
asking
is
say
this.
you
this.
what that's
Hold
What
I'm
I'm
on,
trying
Rich.
to all right,
Hold
all right,
on,
all right.
Rich. Hold on. Listen. See this, and this is why we can't be honest, like Auntie Sko say. Because y'all keep wanting to project that Tank ain't fought nobody, that y'all can't admit that Shakur ain't fought nobody at 35 either.
I
Well,
just
If
that's why
Tank
we
ain't
want him
fought,
to
listen,
fight
hey
Tank.
if Tank
hey
ain't fought nobody, then nobody else has fought nobody.
look, and this what I'm trying to say to you. Shakur
He
ain't
got
been
the
at
better resume at
135 as long as
135.
Tank.
All Keyshawn go eat the food on his
Keyshawn
plate.
ain't been at there as
Danny
long as
Cruz
Tank.
beat his ass
And
4 damn times. He running from.
Keyshawn showing more of a dog. Keyshawn trying to fight the
Keyshawn
big
ain't doing
names.
Keyshawn ain't
shit,
showing
Every,
bro.
no damn
Stop it.
dog. Or he go back and
Keyshawn
finish the
ain't doing
food over his
shit, bro.
plate.
Stop
Why
it.
he ain't calling for Andy
man,
Cruz? He's not a
man,
dog.
yeah,
Get the hell
they
out of here with
getting
that
mad at a
shit.
guy. They getting mad at a young ass kid with 26 years
No,
old with
we're
He
not
13
mad at the
mad.
fights,
ridiculous
He
ass
mad.
statement that you
with
made.
12, 13 fights, and all his
You
fights
guys are wilding out, man.
all his fights was worthy or something. Y'all getting mad at that.
Tank fan to crash out, man.
That man Tank 30 years old and he ain't fight nobody at number two nor number one in the last 5 years that was in
No
his weight class.
champion.
Let's be
Called no
honest,
champion.
man. Let's be honest.
Who Shakur
Come
fought
on,
at
man.
number
Y'all
one?
niggas
Who Shakur?
bullshit, man.
Who
That's too
Shakur
much
Y'all
fought
on
that
niggas
was
RP,
number
bro.
talking.
one? Who Shakur fought?
I just
You the one.
said that
Shakur only been there for a year or 2 years.
Yeah,
He
he
ain't
only
been
had
there that long.
Okay,
35.
so who
That
did he
nigga been
fight?
there his whole.
Calm
That
down,
nigga been there for damn
Rich.
near
Who did
10
he
Rich.
years.
fight?
Rich, I'm gonna have to
Who
put you in
did he
timeout, bro. You
fight?
gotta relax.
Who did he
You gotta
fight?
relax.
That
Who he
nigga ain't
fight?
been that nigga. I just said Shakur only been there for 2 years. This
So
man
your
been there
answer
for
is
damn
nobody.
near
Is that your answer? Is your answer nobody, Rich? That was the question. What is your
No,
answer?
listen, hold on. Don't be complaining in the chat. about who on the panel if you ain't clicking the link.
Yeah,
Come
click the
on up
link.
here. Click the
Get up here.
link. Click the link.
I mean, this is all I'm going to say. Shakur Stevenson beat Oscar Valdez, who was number one at 130. He was number one. Hold
Man,
on, hold on, hold on. He also beat Jamel Herring, who was
he
ranked
was
number
the
3 at the time
drug
He
cheat.
at
fought. He
130.
fought who he was
Hold
supposed to
on,
fight at
hold on. Let
130.
me finish. Let me finish.
We're at
This is the
135,
problem.
guys.
Your career follows you through all weight classes. It doesn't just begin when you move up. You have to look at the whole resume. Tank's entire career, he's never fought a number one fighter in any of the weight classes he's fought in. Not one.
Okay, Tony,
Yup.
that's fine.
Whatever
So
Tank is
Tony, so
doing, maybe Shakur should do it.
I'm about to
All right,
say,
so now y'all just
maybe that'll help his
y'all
ass.
just talking about the money wise and all that stuff. Marvin
Hold
Hagler
Yeah, they
up.
wasn't
Ain't
money.
that
no
boxes?
big
Ain't
money
that why they
man
boxes?
or none of that stuff. That
Hold
don't
up,
mean
Ain't
Rich.
that why
that don't
Shakur
that
said
wait
he ain't fighting to pay the
wait
Ain't that
that
why
custodian?
he's
don't
taking
mean that he
fast
was a bum ass fighter or something like that. He ain't
Who
trying to
Oh
make
said
no
boy, they
that?
money.
sound like
Man,
Deion
Who
Sanders.
said he was a
they
bum
Must
they,
ass
they
be the
fighter?
now they
money
want to talk
that's
about money
turning
and who can
them.
fill the seats up and all that shit.
Who
We
said
talking about
he
who
was
Deion
have
a
these
bum
niggas
ass
Sanders out
fought.
fighter,
here.
Rich?
That's
Be
what we
quiet,
talking about.
Terrence.
We talking about
You
who
talking
have
about
these niggas fought. We not talking about who fill the seats up and who making money.
isn't that a part of who you fight?
That's
But
not
guess
that's
What
what,
not
people want
Rich?
to see?
that's not what we talking about.
So what we
Talking about
talking about? We ain't talking about who's making money in the sport
Come
of
on, man.
boxing because they
Come
boxers who
on,
make
man.
money. What are we talking about?
Rich, ain't the
That nigga
reason why Shakur not fighting to pay the cause of money?
We ain't
Canelo
talking
just
about
fought
Canelo. We
that
ain't talking
bum
about
ass
Canelo. We're
nigga.
talking about Shakur. We're talking about
Canelo just
Shakur.
fought
We're
that
talking
bum ass
about
nigga. That don't mean that
Shakur.
he fought somebody that was good.
We're
that
talking about
don't mean that he just
Shakur.
fought two bums in a row. That don't mean that he fought somebody that was good.
Okay, Rich. So if Shakur's fighting all these spectacular fighters, why don't nobody want to see him fight?
What you mean nobody want to see him
Hello?
fight?
Hello? You still there?
I don't even understand what you saying.
You don't understand what I'm saying? You're saying that Shakur
I
clearly
never
you
said,
think that
hey,
Shakur is the
look,
better fighter,
what,
right?
okay, I'm gonna answer that question. I'm honest with myself. I ain't delusional. I know Shakur
You
ain't fight
sure?
nobody really at 135. I know he haven't. So I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it, be like, damn, he fought some people at 135. I know he haven't. But I'm talking about when he was at 130, he was trying to fight. When he at 135, he's trying to make these
He was
fights.
trying to
That's
do
what
it.
I'm
He
trying
was
to say.
trying to do
That's
it.
what I'm trying to
He
say.
could
Shakur
have
is
fought
better.
Devin.
I get
He
it.
ain't fight Dev
I
though,
get
bro.
it.
He could have
How
What you
you
fought
mean
trying
he
to
Dev.
could have
fight?
fought? Man, come on, man. You know and I know that was a fake ass contract. Devin was training
Was
dude at
it?
140,
Wait a
man. That's
minute.
why I
Hold
don't even
on.
argue with you. That stuff is dumb.
Y'all
I don't even
can't,
I don't
coach,
even
y'all
talk
can't
about
have
that
it both
stupid
ways,
ass shit,
coach.
man.
Coach,
That's
y'all
dumb as
can't have it
fuck.
both ways, coach.
Shakur
Coach,
All right,
y'all
well,
told you
check
it's
it
can't.
a
out.
fake
Check it
ass
out. Let's
contract.
let's
That
switch.
man was going to
Let's switch
140. That
gears here
man
for
looked
a
like he was
second.
sick at 140. How the fuck he gonna fight at
Let's
135
Rich,
still?
you don't hear me?
Yeah,
You don't hear
y'all
me?
so full of shit.
Let's switch
Come on,
gears
man.
here because I want to get into this. We already been on here 2.5 hours. Yeah. Out to the chat. Be sure to help support the channel by hitting the cash app or dropping your 2 cents in the super chat. Listen, let's what y'all think because this has been such an interesting topic and I have such a different this. I'm telling you, I've been getting heat from my view every time I bring it up. But what's y'all 2 cents about the Tank versus Jake Paul fight? Now, first, before we go around the panel, let me say this, right? And I have a lot of men in my chat. Shout out to all the women in my chat that come and support me. All the women in my chat are big supporters. They send super chats to the channel. They own the panel. They coming through. They supporting every live stream. Now, let me ask y'all a question, fellas, right? Let's say you got you a new woman, right? And you used to be a player back in the day, but you don't want to be a player no more. So you out, right? And you see a lady, well, y'all talking, y'all flirting or whatever. You got old habits, so you get a number, you put it in the phone. But you ain't really got no intentions on calling. You wasn't gonna cheat. You don't do that no more. You ready to settle down. And then the girl see the number in your phone. She see the text message and say, "Here go my contact info. Call me." She see the text and she says, "What's up with this? Why is this in your phone?" Now, this is what a lot of y'all are doing with this Tank and Jake thing, in my opinion, right? He was supposedly supposed to fight Jake Paul next, but he's not fighting Jake Paul next. He's fighting Lamont Roach. And it's a lot of people in the uproar. They making live streams. Oh, it's a bad day to be a Tank fan. Tank fans down bad. So if your girl seen that number in your phone and you didn't cheat, maybe you was about to cheat, but when you got in the car, you was like, damn, I don't even know why I got that girl number. I ain't even trying to do that no more. She wasn't even really that cute. Her wig was crooked. Her makeup was a little funny. I ain't finna call her. But you
You
forgot to
better
delete the
stop.
number. But you forgot to delete the number. So should your girl break up with you because you was about to cheat? You thought about cheating? It came across your mind? Or should she understand and y'all can move on with the relationship? Because I don't understand why people are trying to crucify Tank because he was quote unquote about to fight Jake Paul. When if he decided not to, whatever change he doing the rematch, whatever, what is the big deal? How is it making Tank fans look bad and all of that? Because he was to quote unquote about to fight Jake Paul. And okay, so I watch a video. I hear somebody say, "Oh, he was about to fight Jake Paul. They was gonna sanction a fight. It was gonna be a real fight." How? They're 100 pounds apart. How is Tank? How's a fight with Tank gonna be sanctioned as a real fight with Jake Paul? I don't understand that. It
Well,
Let
sounds
me
that
let
crazy
that
me
to me.
makes
say
it
Hold on,
worse.
So
hold on,
hold
Shay.
Who
on.
I'm
The
not.
first?
I'm
only
not
Wait, who
done.
first?
I'm
the
not
Who?
only
done. I'm
person
not done.
on it.
I'm not done. Let me finish. You get what I'm saying? How is that fight? Like, what way do they gonna fight out? What fight is it gonna be sanctioned at? Right? And let's say, okay, Tank is gonna fight Jake Paul. So the fuck what? Like it's a entertainment fight. It's an exhibition fight. They about to get a bag. They about to entertain the casual fans. What is the big deal? Now some people say, "Oh, he was gonna fight Jake Paul and retire." He was just gonna fight Jake Paul and retire. Like he been telling y'all he thinking about retirement. So if he was to fight Jake Paul and then retire, he said that's what he was gonna do. Do I want to see a Jake Paul Tank fight? No, I don't. Did I want to see a Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight? No, I didn't. But if that's what he gonna do to quote unquote get the bag, when y'all don't have a problem any other time somebody getting the bag, I don't understand what the big deal is. I don't think the fight is happening because it doesn't make any sense. And even if it does happen, because I hear people saying, "Oh, he can go fight Jake Paul, but he couldn't go fight Devin. I thought he was too big." Come on, y'all. This not gonna be no real fight. And y'all wanted him to move up. Ain't he moving up? If he go fight Jake Paul, ain't he moving up in weight? Ain't that what y'all wanted? So I just want to go around the panel and get
Hey,
y'all two cents about that.
I can't wait till my turn.
We gonna start off with crucial content. Shout out to crucial content on the panel.
What's going on? What's happening? What's happening, y'all?
What up, crucial? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Nah, man, I ain't feeling that Jake Paul fight, to be honest. I
I ain't
mean, of
feeling
course,
it either.
Floyd fought Logan, and you know what I'm saying? That was a whole spectacle, but that's not a fight that, nah, that's something that I wouldn't have been interested in, man. And I'm glad that Lamont was able to get the draw so they can run it back. But nah, hell no. Even just the thought of it, man, that get him more reason to clown Tank.
It just don't even make sense though.
Of course not. I mean, but I don't know. I'm hoping Jake Paul was lying, but who knows, man.
I mean, who knows? But it'll be a big bag. But I mean, it's just like he on Amazon Prime. Is he gonna fight on Netflix? Like it just don't sound right. It don't make sense. It seemed like Jake was capping, but I did hear rumors that Tank was supposed to call somebody out after his fight and it was gonna piss people off. So I don't know. It
Right?
may
No,
be
no, it wasn't a
true.
rumor though. Two Since he
hey,
said that
can
he
I
was
go
like
now?
this next one. He said this next one
Oh,
gonna
Please let
piss
me
a
go
lot
after
of people
you.
off.
Hold
So
on, y'all.
cause
Let me go
Y'all
ahead,
niggas
all
are
right,
Crucial.
like
I
children.
feel
man,
like that.
Hold on, Rich. Crucial
All
not
relax,
that
done.
shit was just some
relax.
fluff
In the
Rich,
ass
press
Rich,
bullshit.
conference,
Then
Tank
when
said
people
he
thought he was
Rich.
mentioned
gonna
Hold
he
on.
fight,
said
he was
that
gonna call out Shakur.
Hold on, Rich.
no.
I don't know if you can hear you, so I ain't want to mute you, but Crucial still talking. Go ahead, Crucial.
No, he said that he was gonna call somebody out, and he was like, "It's gonna piss a lot of people off." So I'm like, if it would have been like Keyshawn or somebody like that, I don't think it would have shocked some people, but I don't think it would have pissed nobody off. So it's like, man, I don't want to believe that that's because Tank my favorite fighter. So I don't want to believe that's some shit that he would have pulled off. You know what I'm saying? But who knows, man?
But fellas, I don't see y'all in the chat. Should your girl leave you or not? Rich, what you got for the show? Rich.
Oh, now Rich quiet.
We can't hear you,
Come
Rich.
on,
We can't hear you.
come on, Rich.
You got to go out and come back in. Terrence, what you got?
Okay, first I'm gonna answer the first part of your question first. I mean, first of all, if you women out there know if they find that number is gonna be hell to pay. Even if he didn't mean to even if he wasn't going to not do anything, they're going to believe he was. Come on, 2 cents. You know better than that. You know if you know how you were if you found that number. So I don't even know why we even bringing that example up. But as for Tank and what this represents, is he a serious fighter or not?
Yeah, you
I
don't
don't
want to
have no.
entertain no shit. You don't want to
I
entertain that.
don't have no problem if a retired Tank wants to fight Jake Paul. But at that point, who cares? Like Floyd is fighting these people. Who cares at this point? Floyd's retired. He's not a serious fighter anymore. Okay, if he's not a serious fighter anymore, that is fine. So then your fans need to stop saying that he can beat Shakur then. He's not a
Why?
serious fighter.
He
He's
can
not
still
a
beat
serious
Shakur.
fighter. He's fighting Jake Paul. He's not serious no more. So don't tell me he can fuck with Shakur at that point if he wants to fight
Why?
Jake Paul. That's where I'm at with it. If he wants to fight Jake Paul, go do it. But you're not serious. You can't fuck with Devin.
Yeah, you.
You can't fuck with
Yeah,
Shakur no more. You not even a real fighter anymore. And
He
that's the
not a
same
real
thing
fighter if he fight Jake
and
Paul.
that's the same thing I was saying with which caller was gonna fight him. What's his name on um um, the one fighting Bud, Canelo. Same thing with him. If you're fighting Jake Paul, we know these fights are fixed. They're not real fights. You can't do that if you're a real active fighter trying to win titles and things like that. Me personally, I'm not taking you serious as a real fighter anymore. And that's my problem with it. If Tank knows that there's some big fights that he needs to fight. Legacy fights. Does he want legacy? Or he just want to back? And that goes to my problem with PBC. They paying this man. If this man is making 30 million, 20 million, all this, why does he need to go and fight a Jake Paul for money? He should have money. Don't he have that money? He don't need to do this, be in this clown show. Why does he have to be in a clown show if he's making so much money with the PBC? Y'all telling me he making all this money. Why he gotta do that? That's my problem with the whole thing, bro.
yeah.
If you
Hey,
made all of this money that you telling us, the PBC, all this back end money that you supposedly made,
What does that have to do with
you
anything,
should
Terrence?
not have to fight. You should not
but yeah,
have to
it's no
fight
way he
a
So
should
let
Jake
be
me say this,
Paul.
entertaining
Terrence.
that
Let me say
shit.
That's
this,
all I'm
Terrence.
gonna say. That's all
Don't
I
even
gotta say about
entertain
it.
that
Terrence,
though.
hold on, crucial, because that don't make no sense what you saying, Terrence. He not fighting Jake Paul. So what are we talking about? If he was supposed to fight Jake Paul,
But
he's fighting Lamont Roach instead for the rematch. He's doing exactly what you're saying he should do. He's
right, but 2 cents. But like you was
fighting
asking
the
the
rematch.
question, if you see that number in the phone, you be like, yo, why are you entertaining something like this? Like, nah, yo, don't even waste your time with nothing like that if you ain't serious about doing it, you know? So, nah, I ain't feeling that Jake Paul stuff at all.
I mean, I feel you. I don't. I mean, I don't want to see him fighting Jake Paul either because he definitely gonna get the criticism. However, I don't tell him how much money he will make. That'll be a
And I ain't
crazy
gonna lie,
stupid
if I
bag.
take a number down and it's some intentions behind that, so that's just me personally. So if I get caught up like that, then hey, I'm just saying.
At least he honest.
To answer that question, I'm not gonna waste my time unless, you know,
It's
I'm
going down,
interested in
huh?
seeing what's to it. So
Hey, but you
yeah.
didn't do it though. You thought about it, but you saying I'm caught because I was gonna do it.
But you see, that get
Still
these
gotta
people
do it.
more ammo to
Yeah,
shoot
dude.
that tank though, 2 cents. So it's like,
It do.
nah, man, they already they call him, grease eye and all that type of stuff. So it's like he don't need no more, he don't need nothing else shot at him, man. Like, nah, man. That Jake Paul shit just make him look even worse, man. So I'm hoping that it ain't true, but
But that's what I'm saying. The same stuff Terrence was just up here crying about. That's exactly what he did. I'm pretty sure he could make more money fighting Jake Paul than fighting a Roach rematch. But what did he do? He's fighting the rematch instead because he's a serious boxer and that's more important.
for
Like I
sure.
don't understand why if I fight Jake Paul, I can't beat Shakur Stevenson. Like that doesn't make any sense. If
Because you're
if
not serious.
What
if
of course Stevenson got to do with Jake Paul?
That's what Terrence said. That's what I'm asking, Boxing Hacker. Terrence said if Tank fight Jake Paul, then he can't beat Shakur Stevenson. He not a real boxer.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But
Yeah, you didn't gave up. You're chasing money at that point, and that's it. No legacy. You don't care about it anymore.
don't
Oh, I
nobody care
see.
about them fighters. Don't care about that legacy shit, y'all. I'm just telling you. Y'all heard what Mike Tyson said. They don't care about that legacy shit. And that's they don't care. You heard what Mike Tyson said. You heard Shakur Stevenson say he don't care about them belts. That shit too political. He ain't worried about it. You heard Keyshawn Davis say he ain't worried about no belts. He just focused on getting his bread. They all saying the same thing, but for some reason, y'all keep trying to say the opposite of what the fighters are saying, and then use it against the fighters. Them fighters ain't worried about that shit like that. They don't
Well,
care about no damn legacy.
if Shakur fights Jake Paul, he ain't serious neither. That anybody fight him right now as an active fighter, that's how I feel about it.
Well, Jake Paul is very profitable, so he probably gonna be fighting. And then it's the thing, y'all think Jake Paul was negotiating with Canelo, Tank, and Anthony Joshua? This nigga can fight from 135 all the way up to heavyweight.
He a prostitute of boxing, bro. That's what Jake
Oh
Paul
man,
is.
y'all
No,
gotta
don't do
stop
that.
it.
Jake Paul is good for boxing. Let's not go that far.
Y'all
Jake
gotta
Paul is
stop it.
actually pretty good for. He's good for boxing. To be honest with you,
Let me see what they saying
How?
in the
Please
chat.
explain this to me, Hacker.
Right? Why you
How?
think he good for
how? Well,
boxing, bro?
so here's two things. Jake Paul has a big social
Watson
media
Hacker
fan
gotta
base, right?
disagree. He just
So he
gotta
has
disagree.
like a lot of eyes on him. Look at what
Right,
happened with
right.
Amanda Taylor and Case Solano. Like um, so like they're getting more viewership and get more money because of Jake Paul. He also just signed Alicia Baumgart and he's putting on fights. So like you have to look at it like this dude's actually doing like really good things for boxing, at least
On
for
the promotional side.
yeah. And also as a fighter, he is training and taking these fights seriously. Granted,
No, he
like
not. What fights he
Nah, the
taking
fight
serious?
part, nah.
65-year-old
he
Mike Tyson.
the guy. I mean, let's be fair about it. Mike Tyson signed that contract, and Mike Tyson got a lot of money from it. So
What
he's
does that
putting
have to
money
do with
in.
him being 65?
Yeah, but he put money in Tyson's pocket, and that was like Tyson's last hurrah. So
He
there was nothing wrong
exploited
with it.
Mike Tyson, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, when we really look at like, Jake Paul is, he's good for boxing. However, this whole thing about this Tank fight sounds ridiculous to me. Even though Tim Bradley did say that's what was supposed to happen next, even though Jake Paul said it, I think Tank even alluded to it. Like, to me, I don't even understand how it can even happen. The weight difference is crazy. And knowing Tank's side, the type of rehydration clause they'll put Jake Paul on will be diabolical. Like, he'll probably die before he gets to the ring.
That's
But
on
You
him.
see what I'm saying? That's
yeah, like
two
it'll be
cents. That's what I'm
he'll
saying.
be like,
I
hey
hate
Jake
that
Paul, weigh
that
137
I hate
the
that
hour
that shit
before the
even a
fight.
fucking
But let me say this too, because Boxer Hacker brought up a good point, right? First of all, let me ask y'all: have y'all noticed how big Alicia Baumgartner head getting?
no.
Don't do that. Don't
No,
do
I'm
that.
2 cents.
I'm
Don't go there.
serious.
Two
Man,
cents.
I'm
Don't go there.
serious,
2 cents.
bruh.
2 cents. Don't go there.
don't go there, Tuesday.
She almost looks
Nah, because she's
unrecognizable.
losing weight though. When you lose weight, your head.
Nah, bro. She
Man,
almost looks unrecognizable. Her head is huge.
how
Y'all
is
go look
that a
at
big
Alicia
head though?
Baumgartner. No, 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 no.
Nah, you
Go
gotta do it
look at
before
Hey,
and
two
Alicia
cents.
Baumgartner
I
head.
thought her feet was getting bigger, not the head though, boy.
after.
That stuff make that stuff make your fingers and your toes
Yeah,
and your
look at her
head.
feet.
That shit make your digits grow, your fingers grow, your head grow. That shit make your head get bigger.
No, but one thing about Alicia has been like, how can she has like that body type that's really muscular too, though. Like,
Hold on, I gotta
I saw
no,
her
I
child
gotta
picture. I
find
was
this.
like,
I gotta
damn.
find it. Somebody find it and put the link. And so
Yeah, we need a
Alicia
before and after.
Baumgartner
We haven't
head,
seen
yeah.
a before
Let's do it
picture.
before. I'm gonna do it before. I might
Yeah,
put it
we
on my
need to do it before
community
and after.
post.
We
Y'all
can't
stay
just do
tuned
that.
for that.
Don't do that to that
So
queen, man.
that's why I asked. Did y'all notice it too? I'm just asking.
Although
But this is my
two said,
thing.
Nah, I
so
ain't
you know what
noticed
annoys
that.
me about Alicia
I ain't
Baumgartner?
noticed that.
Why is she hating on Clarissa so bad when now she can literally start lining herself up with like Amanda Serrano and
Hey,
Katie Taylor?
boxing hacker, but how can you call that hating when it's the same thing that Shakur and all these other guys are doing to Tank?
No,
The same.
Alicia Baumgartner,
Alicia doing the same thing.
Clarissa's a heavyweight.
To, Clarissa just went to heavyweight. But what I'm
Yeah, but
saying
you
is,
know what weight class is Alicia at? She's like 130, isn't she, or less?
but didn't she challenge Clarissa though recently before
Yeah,
she went
she
to
want
heavyweight?
Clarissa to come down.
Yeah, she want.
Exact.
Oh man, Clarissa can't come down to no damn 147,
But
bro.
what I'm saying is, she did the same thing that a lot of these guys are doing to Tank.
No, if
And
Shakur was
But they
challenging,
really want to fight him though. That's the
No,
difference.
they
yeah,
you
I
wouldn't.
don't
would be
think
like,
he want
that's
to
No,
cap.
fight
they don't.
Clarissa?
Yeah, if Shakur was trying to challenge Usyk, I'd be like, okay, now you're capping Shakur. That's
Nah.
diabolical. Like, what are we talking about?
Hold on, let me finish my
Meanwhile,
thought. Let me finish my thought.
go ahead.
So let me finish my thought right quick. So Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano 3. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want to see this fight because I don't. I don't understand how you can lose twice in a row and get a trophy. Am I tripping? Like
No, yo, you
how
said
do
I'm
you
with you. I am so
how
with
do
you.
you lose
No, but
twice in a
it's
row
because
and
I'm
get
the
a
so
talent
with
trophy?
you.
the talent pool is so shallow. You got to run it back. That's the thing
No,
about
So you
women's
can get
boxing.
robbed
It's a
again.
shallow talent pool.
So you
Monserrat
can
will
get
lose
robbed
10
again.
times and they'll say she got cheated 10 times. She got cheated. Each time it's so
I think
crazy.
Serrano won
No,
both
I thought Katie
times.
Taylor won. No,
But
Katie
I don't
Taylor
want to
won.
see that. But I hear you, Coach Eddie. They forcing it. They forcing
But
it.
you know,
But
you can't call it a robbery when the fight's close. And that people keep acting
I
like,
didn't say it was a robbery. I
well,
said
not
I
you,
thought
but
she
I'm saying
won.
like this whole thing where like they don't want to give Katie Taylor credit. And it was a close fight. Like, hey, the judges picked Katie Taylor. They liked her body of work more, you know?
So
So I don't be understanding.
Yeah,
Monserrat,
it wasn't close at all.
and then her sister,
Serrano clearly
Katie.
beat her both times. It was clear as day. Like the first fight, she almost got knocked out. Like, are we serious right now? The second fight, all she did was headbutt her all night. Like, come on, man. That fight
Yeah,
wasn't even close both times.
listen,
That's why there's
and
a
Katie
trilogy.
Taylor beats her the
There's so
third
much
time. She's
controversy.
no, and I don't want to hear nobody say she got cheated again.
Man, look,
Every day
Toronto
people say she
wins,
gets cheated every
if
fight.
Toronto wins again and gets cheated again, then it's going to be the same thing. She
Oh,
got robbed. Now, if Taylor goes in there and clearly beats her, then there's nothing to be said. But at the end of the day, if Serrano wins and gets robbed for a third time, why wouldn't you say she got
she
robbed?
wasn't robbed though. She wasn't
She
robbed. I
was
mean,
robbed.
it wasn't robbed. It was a close fight, and
It was like
actually both fights were
robbery
close.
in daylight.
No,
Robbery
it
in
wasn't
daylight.
robbery. A robbery is when it's very decisive. That wasn't
But
very
anyway,
decisive at all.
this is all I'm going to say, and I'm going to hop off because I'm going to head to
They,
the gym.
they're like Bivol and Baturviev, basically.
I got you. I'm going to
hey
circle back, though.
Tony, let me ask you a question. You can work out this late and be able to go to sleep, or you be up all night?
Yeah, like, why couldn't I sleep?
When I work out late at night, it give me energy. I cannot go to sleep.
I
Really?
mean, I lift a lot of weight though, so my body get tired.
Oh, you heavy lifting, huh? Okay.
But this is all I'm gonna say. Your cell phone analogy was the most female thing I ever heard in my life. I'm sorry. If you put another dude's number in your phone, it's over. It's done. I don't care if you slept with him or not. You still cheated because his number should be in your phone. The only people that should be in your phone are family members. I don't give a fuck
I
if you're
think it's some guys that
quarterback.
are beg to differ.
I know,
I seen somebody in the chat say that same exact thing happened to me. So they knew exactly what I was saying.
yeah,
Because that
I
dude
understand
cheated.
the analogy. The
That
analogy
dude
was
cheated.
wild, though.
But you
Look,
gotta say it that though.
they ain't no, look, at the end of the day, there ain't no bench warmers over here. Like, there ain't nobody on that team. Ain't nobody sitting on the sideline waiting for me to mess up so they can jump in. Hell no.
Don't mess up,
Hell no.
Hey, Tony, don't mess up,
With
man.
that being said, at the end of the day, I don't really care if he fights. I don't care if he fights Jake Paul because it was the same way I felt about Ngannou. Like, I was happy for whoever got him because it's going to be the biggest payday they make. The MMA boxing crossover when Ngannou shouldn't have had a chance, but he damn near beat Fury. But anyways, I digress. So anybody who fights Jake Paul is going to make their biggest payday ever. If Tank wants to go, I just don't want y'all to be upset if Tank gets knocked out and then y'all gonna claim that it's a fake fight. I don't believe any of it.
You know what I'm saying? This is
His
fake
fight,
fight. Stop.
let me finish it. His fight was fixed, then he would have never lost to Tommy Fury because he should have beat him. He should have beat Tommy Fury and he lost the fight. So at the end of the day, I don't believe in that fixing conversation at all. And you got to understand, Tank is a professional fighter, but they are weight classes for a reason. We don't know how he's going to handle a 220 pounder's punch to his face.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care how skilled you are. At the end of the day, weight matters.
Yeah, that shit
And
do
whenever
sound.
you got endless money like Jake and all you do is train, okay, Tank. We gonna see what you made of.
Man,
That's
you
what I'm
saw what
saying.
happened with
Well,
Logan
damn sure
Paul.
won't be no VADA testing.
How did Logan look against Floyd, bro?
Yeah, but Tank ain't Floyd though. Like people
I
always
mean,
say,
but Floyd
And
wasn't
and
active,
and,
right?
and
and
Floyd is bigger than
Jake is
Tank.
a lot better fighter than Logan too.
Yeah, Jake trains hard as shit,
What
dude.
you gotta
I don't give a
understand.
damn how
That brother,
hard he
that brother
trained. Now,
trained.
Wait.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all.
Logan is
Cause hold
complete.
on, Tony. Cause Windy City Assassin say it happened to me and I didn't cheat.
You cheat.
That boy say he
Yeah,
didn't cheat.
You,
He
Yeah,
said
you
he
did.
slipped
yeah,
up.
My
yeah,
man,
He
mama.
say
you
he
see, we know
fucked
why.
Yeah.
up.
yeah. You
I
might as well.
I
Yep.
don't care.
Yeah,
Might as
she
well.
gon'
Windy
she
City,
gonna
but
bring it up. She
if
gonna
you
bring
would
it
have
up.
been
Y'all
Wendy,
get in an
you.
argument. She
I
gonna
bet you
bring it
she's
up.
still talking about it. Wendy City. I bet you that.
Let's
Time
keep
y'all
it.
get in an argument. Time y'all get in an argument.
But let me say this real fast. It's like the court of law. It doesn't matter if you did it or not. It's the intent. So what I mean by that is, if you went to somebody and you was like, "Yo, I want you to kill my husband," or "I want you to kill my wife," whether it happens or not, it's the intent of it, and you're still guilty of it. It's the intent. It doesn't
that's what
matter
I'm
if you get
saying, man.
caught
You see
cheating,
how much
if you
ammo
turn
it
your
get?
back. You wanted to do it when you took that
Man,
number.
that's crazy. Shout out
Windy
to
City
Key
is freely
Alexandria.
illegal.
Key,
But
look
I
at
just want to
Key in
say
the
this.
building.
I just want to say this real fast, and then we'll hop off. I mean, you brought up Logan and Floyd, but you forget there was a round in that fight where Logan stunned Mayweather and he was mollywopping him left and right.
Tony, you a
And
Tony,
Logan
damn
get
was
off
lie. I
my
don't believe
Tony.
you,
Tony,
bro.
go work out,
You a
Tony.
you a
Go
damn
work
lie,
out,
bro.
Tony. Go work out, Tony.
Hey,
Go work
Tony,
out,
put it on
Tony.
your
You gotta
Crazy,
page,
stop
bro,
it.
cause
crazy.
I don't know what the fuck you doing.
Tony.
But
You a lie, bro.
when he went crazy on Floyd, Floyd was like a little child and bounced around.
Tony, that's a lie.
And Logan was
Let's be
Tony,
No,
they
honest.
no,
got
no,
Be
Tony,
they
Tony's
honest.
got
right.
highlights
Tony's
of
right.
Let's
Flo-
be
Floyd
being
holding them up,
honest.
bro, when Floyd
Let's
stunned
be
him, yo.
honest. Be honest. Since we've been in
Tony, you tweaking,
honest,
bro.
let's be
Hey,
honest.
go on and do some deadlifts, bro. We done hollered
Since
at you,
we've been in
bro.
honest,
You tripping.
let's be honest.
Go
I
do some
gotta be
squats,
honest,
Tony. You
Tony.
tweaking, bro. You tweaking.
Tony, you
Cause
say
they got,
Logan was Molly whopping him around, Tony?
what
bro.
what I said was there was one moment in one round
Nah,
where he
Tony, you
started
lying, bro. Put it up on your page,
going
bro, if you
crazy
can
on
get the
Floyd.
clip.
Floyd was bouncing left and right. And that's a dude with
Tony,
zero skills.
Tony,
All he had was size and weight. He
Tony,
was arguably one of the best defensive
Tony,
boxers
if you
ever.
can get the
So I'm
clip, we'll
telling
believe you, but
you,
you
Nah, nah,
tripping right now,
he's
bro.
right. Y'all need to go back and watch that fight. He was hitting Floyd all behind the head and everything.
And
I'm
it was
dead
at one
serious, man.
point,
He was throwing these wild punches, hitting Floyd in the side of the head, in the back of the head,
That
and
they
all over
weren't
the place,
legal
man.
though.
It
it
doesn't
don't
matter
matter.
if it's legal; it still hurts, man. That's what I'm saying.
so you mean to tell me y'all seen Floyd stunned in that fight?
I don't remember
Get
that.
out of here,
Go back.
man.
Go back and fight.
Terrence, when you laugh, please mute your damn mic. You're giving me a headache.
Yo,
That
Floyd
laugh
hit
is
him
the
one
most
time.
ridiculous shit in the world.
It's clips on YouTube where Floyd, yo, he had to like wake him up off his shoulder. He damn near slept Logan.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not saying that at all, and I'm not disputing that. What I'm telling you though is, as bad as a boxer as he is, because he's horrible. He's horrible. There was a round where he was mollywhopping Floyd for a few seconds, just off of pure size and strength. There was a moment in one of them rounds where he was bouncing him. Go back and watch it. And that's a dude with zero skill. So you put little bitty Tank, who's way smaller than Floyd, in there with Jake Paul, who does nothing but trade because he's got endless money. And I'm just saying, don't be claiming it's a fake fight if Tank gets caught and dropped. That's all I'm saying. Because it's
Hey, look,
possible.
man. I know a lot of you guys don't like Tank, but Jake
That's not what I'm
Paul
saying. Your
telegraphed
boy
all his
AB.
punches.
Let's bring it back to reality. You know, Adrian Broner, whenever he was a world champion, got drugged in a strip club in Las Vegas by some rapper who ain't never fought. Why? Because the dude was way bigger than him.
Were they
Go look it up.
boxing or were they fighting, bro?
It don't matter.
No. It do matter when you in a boxing match, bro. A fight is different from a boxing match. You can't grab somebody and like, nah, you
You
can't.
can grab somebody. Literally, Jake Paul can grab Tank, hold him with one arm, and beat him with the free arm.
Show me the clip. What you talking about with AB, bro? Like,
Just Google it. Google it. AB getting beat up by a rapper. Literally, just type that in. It's gonna
so
come
they
up.
was in a clinch and the rapper was like punching
I
AB or
don't know
what?
what they go Google it. Just look it up. A rapper drug him in a strip club. That's all I'm telling you. It happened in Vegas.
Yeah,
Was AB drunk?
more than
It don't
likely.
matter. He got scraped up.
It don't
Drunk or
matter.
not,
You're
he
talking
still
about
got scraped.
a world champion fighting a dude who probably never been in but a couple of street fights in his entire life, and he drugged the little dude. Why? Because at the end of the day, weight matters a lot. It matters a lot. And if you
See,
ain't got
Tony,
no
you
weight
lift
behind you,
weights, so that's influencing your opinion, bro. Hey, go
dude,
to
I'm
the
telling
gym
you, weight
strong,
matters.
man. We'll holler next time, man.
But anyways, I'm about to go work out. Y'all have a good night. Just
Have a
like I
good
said,
night, Tony.
I don't want to see no tank tears talking about the fight was fixed if he gets
Nah,
dropped.
but I definitely don't want to see Tank in the ring with no damn Jake Paul. Regardless of the bag, bro, he already
Yeah.
getting money. So it's like
And Jake Paul's too big, man. He probably sleep tank. I mean, let's be real.
he not finna sleep Tank nothing.
Shout out Tony. Shout out Tony. Look, I pulled
The
out.
weight
Let me
difference is
see.
diabolical, bro.
Hold on. Let me see how big I can make this video. There we go. Can y'all see
And it's
it?
not like Jake Paul doesn't train.
Hold on. There we go.
Man, cut that light off.
So here we go. Do y'all see Alicia Baumgartner head?
She looks 2 cents stop. She looks
She
the
she
exact same.
she pretty though. She alright. She
She,
nice.
No.
she look fine to me. Man, I don't see
Look how
nothing wrong
big.
with
Y'all.
Don't look the same.
it.
Hey, no,
Well,
but
we
2 cents. Your
do, so
favorite
we
fighter is
can't
Twister.
really.
I get it. I get it.
Like I said,
Yeah,
her
I love
feet look
Twister
kind of
too, but like,
big.
no, her head's the same, man.
What size shoes she wear? Cause her feet look a little big. But other than that, nah.
See, he saying her feet look bigger. I'm saying her head look bigger. I wish I could see her hands.
Man,
Her hands look bigger.
bro, you guys are wild.
Yeah,
Does
her
she
feet, her
always
feet.
wear
She
her
She
hair
looks,
she
this
got
way?
them.
she
I don't
looks
even know
like
why I'm asking a bunch of men. Y'all ain't even.
Wait, does she
man.
always
Who is
wear?
the
I
look at
said
that
her
one to
feet
the
look
right?
big.
She look like an Amazon woman.
I
Does
ain't.
she
Y'all talking about
always
shit
wear her hair that way, 2 cent?
long like
No,
that?
no, no. She don't always
No,
wear hair.
With her
no. She
forehead
doesn't.
showing like it is?
She wears
I
different
think that
styles.
plays a role
I
in how
mean,
big.
you look at Carissa Shields. She getting big.
She
She
getting
is,
big.
man.
She getting
Yeah,
big.
She
she
getting
probably have a
big.
baby, man.
She
She
got,
getting.
and I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. I'm gonna tell you why.
You got a problem with her getting
'Cause-
pregnant?
No, I have a problem. Yeah, I do have a problem with that
What,
That's
because
boss?
my opinion. That means
no, but I'm gonna tell you why. Because she's making herself a baby mama. She didn't say I'm gonna get married. She said I'm gonna have a baby. What happened to getting married first? So all
Man,
she gonna do is make herself a baby mama. That's what she
I
gonna
don't
be.
know.
And
That's the same thing I
explain
want to
man,
ask
25
Chris
then.
Crawford why he
she
got
have
eight
a
kids.
baby and Papoose gonna be gone.
Hey, Coach Eddie, man, this
Papoose gonna
not
be
Kevin
gone, man.
Samuels' page, man.
Nah,
What
but
you
who's pretty
doing,
loyal?
y'all?
He stayed with Rain Ma while she was in prison, so
Terrence
who knows?
Crawford got 8 kids with his gal. He ain't married.
But
They loyal.
he
Hey.
married
This a
her.
boxing panel, not Kevin
I
Samuels
thought
and the
they were
dating
married,
dude.
2
Bullshit.
No, he not
Where you
married.
get that from? 2 cents.
They ain't married. Yeah, I just thought about that.
That man is not married and got 8 kids with that
He's
woman.
not sure if she's the one yet.
Well,
2 cents.
he common law married because if he leave, he ain't gonna have no money because that child support gonna eat him up.
Exactly. It's actually smart. I feel like if you're
Not
rich,
really, man.
no,
Bud don't
marriage is
got no
for
little
the poor,
babies.
man.
They
Not
all
for the
like
rich.
over the age of 11. So next 7
Yo,
years, he be okay.
if
No,
you're
they
rich, you
not.
should never get
All his
married. You
kids
should be
ain't
like
over the
Floyd
age of
Mayweather.
11.
Never
Nah,
get married
damn,
until
how many he got? 2 cents.
She
I
still
thought he
gonna she
had
He
still
three.
gonna
got like
get
eight
paid though.
kids. I'm not making that up.
Terrence
She
yeah.
gonna
Crawford
get
has 8 kids, and his youngest son looks about 8 or 9.
she gonna get some M's though. She gonna be a millionaire
Well,
if
I
he
tell
leave
you
Clinton.
what.
True.
After this Canelo fight, he can give her what she want if that's the
Yo,
case.
but let's be real though. Getting rich, being rich and getting married is crazy. You know, like it's
Boxing
just too much
hacker,
risk.
you broke and are you married?
Boxing hacker, do you
No,
even have a
You don't
woman?
got no woman in there with that damn child that's running
You talking
around
about
in there.
Boxing
getting
Who,
hacker,
broke?
who
do
is
you
the
even
guy
Getting
like
getting
broke.
women?
Boxing hacker, if you ever been around any dude with money, he will tell you get married and settle down so you can focus on what you're doing. All this podcast, red pill shit advice y'all getting from niggas that don't even like women is retarded.
Hey, boxing hacker, do you even have a woman?
No.
yeah,
Oh, that's true.
yo,
I've been married for 23 years, man.
I've been married
I've
for
been my old lady. I've been my
10,
old lady for
man.
29 years.
I don't know why
Hey,
anybody would
Coach,
advise anybody not to get
hey,
married. That
Coach,
shit is stupid.
Yes, sir.
we dinosaurs.
Hey, I
Hey,
try to say,
baby,
hey,
if you
when you find a good woman, you got to
Yeah,
keep her, man.
right.
ain't
You know
nothing
what I'm saying?
wrong with
And
marriage, man,
that's
especially
what you
when you
got to
come from the
do. I'm
mud
You've
with
been
them.
married
No,
20
being
I'm
dead
years.
telling
serious,
y'all
man.
what happened. You got niggas that you got these guys out here with this podcast equipment that was lame, didn't get to play from the women that they wanted. They don't like women. They down low. They really like each other. They find every reason and every excuse not to like and be with women. And then you niggas think y'all straight adopting this stuff with these unrealistic expectations they come up with for women so they can have an excuse not to ever be with one. And then you start living your life like that and you're gonna be gay or you're gonna die alone. That's
Yo,
what's gonna
that
end up happening.
that was a diabolical story, man.
Hey, two, hey, you a bug.
God
Why you
damn, two
think like
cents.
that, yo?
Yeah, that's a
Hacker, did you see what Chris Cash Crypto said?
man. I ignore Cash App. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta ignore that
Well,
brother.
Hacker, I mean, Coach, I've been married 39 years.
Hmm.
And I'm going to answer that question of what two said about the phone.
Yeah.
During my time, there really wasn't, when I was, man about town, et cetera, et cetera. You was getting the phone number. You wasn't getting it in your phone. However, the same thing applies if your wife or your significant other finds a number from a woman in your pocket or in your phone.
Hmm.
The intent is already there, whether you took the number or not. So it implies that you are out here not representing yourself properly,
Hmm.
out to cheat, looking like you're going to cheat, or
Hmm.
pretending you're going to cheat. Either way, you were
Okay,
disrespecting
Key.
what your situation is by doing any of that. So if it's in your phone and people going to assume you're going to make that phone call, see what's going on, see what's happening, see if we can hook up or however you want to look at it. So yeah, you're going to get in trouble, and you should, because you got to know what you're doing. If you're going to be if you're going to be with one woman, then all of your activity, all of your conduct and your behavior has to reflect that, regardless of how good they are. And depending on how you out here moving. I was in the club business at one point. So I was around a lot of, I guess you could say, for my time, models and actresses and so forth.
Skeezers.
No, I agree with you, Mr. Grayman. I'm just saying, like, if I'm rich, I'm a rich boxer.
Yeah, if you
No, I'm
rich,
not.
it
Yeah,
don't
like,
make no difference.
yeah, no, it makes
How
it's
you
more
conduct
reliability.
yourself makes every
You think of what happened to rich boxers who get divorces, or
yeah,
rich
but
people
how
get
you
divorces. Like,
conduct
freaking,
yourself is
yeah, that it's
important,
too much of a
and
liability
that's
to get
where
married. Like, I
discipline
think
comes
what
in.
Floyd is doing makes more sense.
That's where discipline comes in. Floyd is doing something that's acceptable. He set himself up that way. But
Yeah, it makes more sense. Like, as
if
far as
you're
like
not
risk.
setting yourself up that way, you got one woman, that is what your behavior has to reflect. That's where discipline. Of course, there's going to be women who look
Yeah,
good.
I'm not talking
Yeah,
about. I'm not talking about like
no, but what we were talking about,
money.
if a
I'm not talking
phone
about like.
number, if a
Uh,
Welcome to
phone
Two Cents After Dark.
Right.
number, as
I'm
far as
not talking about like
far as
faithfulness. You know, I'm talking
okay,
about money. Like if you have a certain set of money, I feel like let's say like lower to middle classes, yeah, marriage just makes sense. But I feel like once you start reaching like you're a millionaire, I don't think it makes sense. I feel like it's too much
Boxing
liability.
Hacker. How many
oh,
of the millionaires is single? Is Warren Buffett single?
I
Jeff
mean,
Bezos did
what
just
about
get
the
a
owner of
divorce.
Amazon? He had divorced and his wife got like millions.
Is
Like, yeah,
what does
Yeah,
that
she's literally like
matter
the
Kanye is
though?
richest
well.
divorcee in the world. You know,
anyway,
so like there's just a lot of risk. And you look
Boxing
at
Hacker.
fighters today.
Boxing Hacker. You
Look at
don't like.
Teofimo Lopez. Look at Shane Moses, who was it, Sugar Shane.
So just
Sugar
be
Shane's
single.
wife took his title.
Hey, Boston
You
Hacker, let me
know,
tell you something, big dog. When
Sounds good, bro.
once you get a woman and she with you, you ain't gonna be able to shake her anyway, dog, because she gonna be
Right.
with you, man.
Boxing
but
hacker,
when
And
what's
you're
the
rich,
you know
longest
what
people
I'm
look at
saying?
you
relationship you've been
different.
in, bro?
When you're rich, when you have that status, a lot of people just be around you and want to be with you because you have money.
so
You see what
And
there's a big difference.
so
Like
Boston Hacker,
people
So
going
be
after
hold
gay
on,
then, Boxing Hacker.
so
Boston Hacker, hold on one second,
Wait.
Boston Hacker, real quick though.
yeah.
This is my opinion. It's best to get together while you're young, because you wait till you get together while you want to grow and you want to build together, man. If everybody always coming, with everything, I got my house, you got your house. Now you talking about assets. If y'all build something together, that's how you stay together, man. Cause I push that. Even my girl, I got 3 girls. I say, don't wait till you get 30, 35 times you get married. Now y'all find somebody, and God willing, hopefully they find somebody while they're young. You meant to get married while you're young. That way you can enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? People
Oh,
wait till
Fight
they
Sports
30,
Talk, where you go?
yeah, 30 and 40 years old, somebody want to get married. That don't make no sense, Dan. You don't wait it too late.
Do you
Right.
feel
People
so?
be stuck in their ways by
But,
then, you
but
know.
even let's say you're a 20-year-old millionaire. Like let's say you're like a Tank Davis right now. Like he's like what when he was young. Like let's say he was 26 or so, and he's a millionaire, right? A lot of women are gonna gravitate towards Tank because he's Tank, not because he's
So,
Javante Davis, because he's Tank.
Yeah, I agree with that.
but
I
so
agree with
Yeah,
what?
that.
and so a lot, and they look at what's there. So like, if he gets married, there's a liability there. Like he definitely needs a prenup.
That's a
But
risk he gotta take. Just get a
Yeah.
prenup.
it's not a risk you gotta take. It's a risk you choose to take. There's a difference. You know,
Well,
There's
it's
like
a
Boss,
risk you gotta take if
hold on,
you don't
hey,
want to be
boss, at
lonely
the
for the
end of
rest
the
of your
day,
life.
boss, at the end of the day, if you don't get married, most time your life just gonna be drinking, you're gonna be smoking, you're gonna be going from woman to woman. It get old
And it's
after a
gonna be
while,
gay.
brother. It's only
Nah, nah,
so.
too.
I mean,
Too.
I'm being serious, man.
Too
So
said. Don't stop.
it's best just to get
Hey,
your.
stop
If you
putting the
find a
gay
good woman, you
label
got to
out
keep
there,
her,
man.
dog. You find a good woman, you got to keep her, man.
Now
You
look,
got to.
cause hey,
it's,
Are
Too
you
it's
said.
Why is
married,
two?
Boss
Why is two
Hacker?
Terrence best videos? Terrence, what you doing, bro?
No, Too, don't say that, man. Cause my uncle not gay, but
I'm joking.
he,
I'm
he
joking. I'm
can't.
joking.
He can't. You know, he's just old and he
I'm
alone now.
joking.
But
I'm joking. It's
mm.
gonna be. Listen, let me tell y'all what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a lonely epidemic, and it's gonna be real bad. People are gonna be so lonely because I don't know. People think they want to be lonely for the rest of their life. Like they think that shit gonna be cool. Like that shit not gonna be cool when
nah, it
you.
ain't, man. Cause
You know what I'm saying?
them old guys gonna be calling their nephews. I'm telling you, my uncle, he man, you ain't check on me. And I, you gotta
That's right.
find
That's
you a
right.
nice old gal. Cause bro, I got my own stuff going on, but
Man,
You got to
if you're
get
rich,
all
you
that.
ain't,
You
you
got to
ain't
get
lonely,
all
man.
of that out of you when you young. If you out here, depending on who you was out there, how you was moving, do all of that playing, see who you gonna see, do what you gonna do. If you get to a point, and regardless of what kind of money you have, but if you find the woman that is the woman for you, then all of your behavior has to change as well. You may get more money later on once you get with her, that doesn't make any difference. Your behavior defines who you are, and your conduct will take you where you're going to go. You got a woman, there should never be a time that she can't go on your phone if she wants to and won't find anything because you never put anything in there in the first place. If you're not out here, because somebody can tell on you, don't get it twisted. Somebody can actually tell on you, or you can make a mistake. So the mistake that you don't want to make is messing with anyone else. So don't mess with somebody else's life like that as well. That
But I
that
don't know about letting somebody go through my phone though. I think that's
It
diabolical.
doesn't matter, but they should be able to. Doesn't matter whether you let
I
them.
don't know about that one.
That's not the point. The point is there's
hey,
nothing.
hacker, how old are you, bro?
Yeah.
Uh,
How old are you?
I'm old, brother. I'm old. I'm in my early 40s.
Okay. Well, you're not sounding like some things has happened for you right now. And I'm not trying to take a shot at you,
I
but
don't
you're not
believe that,
sounding
man.
like you're not sounding
Hey
like.
man, you can be what you want, brother. I could be early 20s, but I'm
But
old though.
but anyway, I
You
hope that
not.
you do find someone that brings some joy to your life, and you won't think the way
So
you're
no,
thinking.
here's
Your
the
thinking
one.
has to change, hacker. That's what you're not getting. Your
Hey,
thinking
Tab
has
be
to
tripping.
change. I don't care if you become a millionaire. So what? If you got
Okay.
somebody with you, they with you, whether you broke or whether you wealthy.
I don't know, Mr. Gray. I think you're looking at it from a past generation. This generation is a little bit different.
I'm looking at well, okay.
This generation
Boss
is a
Hacker,
little bit
me and
different.
you in the same generation, but me and you ain't that much older than each other, brother. Me and
Yeah,
you,
that's
about
true.
I'm 40, 46, man.
No, look, we
Yeah,
just
but that's true.
You know, I'm just saying, bro. The time is ticking, brother. It's a lot of
I'm just
ladies
saying
out there,
because
man. You got to go out there and do your thing and grab,
you can
snatch one
have
up,
all the
brother.
money in the world.
Hey, I'm
If
not
you
a millionaire. I'm
50
just talking about the millionaires.
Do you have
and
children?
eating grits by yourself every morning, that kind of get old. That shit get old, bro.
Oh,
I'm
one
telling
more
you,
thing.
man. My uncle called me like, man, nephew, why you ain't check on? Man, you got, bro. I love you, but it's like, yo, you got to find somebody that wanna care
Bro,
about your everyday life. Like I
man,
got my own.
facts.
So
it's 10 women to every one man, brother. You can't find a woman. You ain't looking for them, brother.
and
That's
then
all
and
I'm
Hacker,
saying.
this money,
Maybe
like
he
yo,
not. Maybe you're looking for a man.
no,
I
Oh
think
that's what
damn,
he looking
Ty.
for
man,
you, Tab.
man,
Damn, Ty.
He might be. I think he's looking for
I
you.
said don't do. Nah, man.
You guys are
But
wild,
people,
man. You guys are wild.
nah, it's just like sometimes we look at money. Oh, we don't want to lose our money. But if you good at generating money, like Jeff Bezos had to give up half his fortune, Michael Jordan had to give up half his fortune, and look where those guys at now after they divorced. The money is like, all right, whatever. It's gonna come and go. But if you find somebody that's really there for you, bro, you gonna
Yeah,
know, man.
yo,
And
no,
the
I
money
feel you
shit gonna
guys.
be secondary, Joe.
Yo,
So
crucial. I definitely feel. I just feel like when you reach a certain financial status, like let's just say you're like, I'm not. Listen, I'm not a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you're like a
No way.
fighter, especially you're a fighter, and you're like, I don't know. I think history has shown us that that's probably not the best move. I think
No,
what
history has
Floyd
not
is
shown
doing
us
is
that.
probably the best move. Honestly speaking, like you
hey,
can.
well, look, hacker,
Yeah,
don't
I'm
lead
just talking
with
about
your
million. I'm talking
wallet.
about
Just
personalized.
go.
I'm just talking about
Exactly.
Don't
Thank
millionaires.
lead
you,
with your
Crucial.
wallet, bro. If
Thank
you
you,
meet
Crucial.
somebody and they digging you off your personality and they just attracted to you off appearance and who you
But
present and you
it's
ain't presenting money,
complicated though. It's
huh?
complicated. 'Cause you're now the star. You know, people. It's hard for people to see you for not being the star because that's who you are.
I
Your
mean,
identity
that's
changes.
the price of fame, boxing hacker. That's
It
the
is.
price of
It's
fame.
it is, and it's very expensive.
So it is what it is.
Are you a
Well,
dis-
didn't Tank date before he became famous?
Huh?
Yeah.
So, so go with one of those women that he dated prior to getting rich. It's
Yeah.
always
Look,
something,
look
man.
at
He don't
LeBron James, man. Look at LeBron James. He with his high school sweetheart, man.
Man, LeBron, man, come
yeah,
on now.
there's some good, but especially in boxing, there's some cases just like, and
can
then you
I
see
mean,
like
that's just life,
the
period, boxing
very
hacker.
richest boxer ever. He's living his life. He never got married. Especially he was about to marry that one girl, the one that ended up with what's the rapper's name?
why aren't you married?
You talking about Moneybag Yo and Ari, bro?
No,
Hacker,
no, 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 not,
hacker,
not
hacker,
my,
hacker, hacker. Why
it's,
aren't
hey,
you married?
it's not about me.
No, no, yes it
Hey,
is.
it's not
Yes
about
it
me.
He
is.
asking you a question,
Yes
Hey,
boxing
it is.
hacker. Why you not married? You telling everybody else why
what
they
does that
shouldn't
mean I'm
get
not?
married?
Hacker say he got too much paper to get to his
Oh my
date.
goodness, it's not about me, guys.
Yes it is. It's your
It's
Hacker
mental
not
not
about me. I'm
trying to
not a
share
millionaire.
his
I'm just talking
money.
about in
you
general.
don't you might
Hey,
be
Hacker,
someone. Why aren't you married now?
I'm
It's
just telling you. I
not
just
about
told
me,
you
guys.
about my uncle and my granddad was in a nursing home. Man, nobody was coming to see him. It was all bad on him, bro. He ain't had no wife, like
All
and
right,
scattered kids, bro.
Tucson, I'm about to hop off, but y'all have a good evening.
All
Okay
right,
then.
All right,
Ty.
Ty.
All
Good
right,
night.
Ty. Have a good
Ty,
night.
take care, lady.
Night.
It's not
Back
about
to
me.
you,
It's not
hacker.
about. It's not about
Back to
personal.
you, hacker.
It's not about me, Mr.
Yes
Greg.
it is. Yes
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
Why
It's about,
aren't you married?
I'm not a millionaire.
So
I do make good money. I'm not a millionaire.
Any kids?
Of course, I mean my young boys in the background, of course. Yeah,
Oh, that's what's okay.
yeah.
Well, somebody gonna love you in the end, so don't. Okay, don't
No,
worry
no,
about
I'm,
that.
I'm good. I am good. I'm good,
Don't worry
guys.
about a wife.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about a wife.
Yeah.
You got your baby boy.
how old is
He comes to
well,
you.
I won't ask that.
All right, shout out to everybody that joined me today for 2 cents boxing talk. I want to thank everybody that came through, that pushed that like and subscribe button, everybody that left a comment in the chat, everybody that came up on the panel, and everybody that monetarily supported the channel by hitting the cash app or dropping your 2 cents below with the super chat. We're gonna go around the panel, let everybody get their final 2 cents off. Conversation took a crazy turn there for a second, but very interesting. Coach Eddie, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Oh, I want to just say salute to everybody on the panel. Good boxing talk tonight. I'm looking forward to the card tomorrow. I'm looking to see Raymond Ford fight. You know, I'm looking interested in that fight. I'm pulling for Boots to do his thing. I hope he go out there and I hope he stop this kid, man, because I really want to see that Norman and Boots fight. I want to see that fight. If not this year, hopefully the beginning of next year. And hopefully there'll be a for undisputed. And that way we can have us an undisputed champion at 147. You know, the 147 division is heating up because, you know, we still got Devin Haney. Got Ryan Garcia. We got Teofimo Lopez. We got guys, maybe even Gary Antoine Russell, who may move up. So 147 is getting interesting. It's a lot of, it's starting to reset almost. As far as the Jake Paul Tank fight, glad that fight not happening. I think the optics would have been crazy, man. It would have been like Rey Mysterio versus the Undertaker, some crazy stuff like that. This would just look ridiculous.
It looked like when Oscar De La Hoya fought Shaq.
Yeah. It just would look ridiculous. Actually, it would have been worse. Yeah, it would have been I don't understand. I just wouldn't want to see that fight, man. I don't think, to be honest, I don't really think it would have made that much money. Could be wrong. I feel like Jake Paul stock dropped, to be honest. You ask me. From that last Mike Tyson debacle. I mean, I think people are kind of getting over the gimmick effect of this kid. I mean, if he fought Tank, it wouldn't be good. But that's my 2 cents. And like I said, I'm always gonna hold the old school fighters. The guys that put the work in. Now, I'm not saying that there are some good new school fighters, but I haven't really seen a fight of late that I would just go back and watch. Just put it on replay. And some of these old fights, I would go back and watch them, repeatedly, even though because they were good fights, they were good matches, and I think that's what's missing in boxing right now. We're not getting the matchup that we need to get and get these instant classic fights, that we used to getting. I think that's what the problem is. Just when you have something to compare to, then you're gonna have a certain standard that you're looking for. And I have something to compare to. So when I'm not hating on these fighters, I'm just comparing them to what's already in my memory bank, and they're not measuring up. But that's my 2 cents.
All right, Coach. Have a
All
good
right,
night.
shout out Coach Eddie. Terrence, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I'm just going. I wanted to give Coach Eddie and Mr. Greg some bad news. If Shakur was to fight Jake LaMotta, now I know Boxer Hacker was beating this dead horse, but to be honest, if they fought, Vegas would have Shakur favored in that fight. So I'm just telling you the truth. The books will have Shakur minus something against Jake LaMotta. So that's the difference between yesteryear and this year. Is that as we say, things evolve, bodies evolve, and that's what happened over the years. These guys are much stronger and bigger, and this is true in all major sports. Unfortunately, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, all these newer players, the guys that might have just made the team probably could beat a lot of these guys. Your favorite fighter. And I know I understand that you don't like that, but that's just the way it is. It will be there, and I'm saying this now that my Boots is going to take all the frustration these last 3 or 4 fights on Stanionis. I'm calling knockout. I don't know what round, but he's going to knock Stanionis out. So book that, but it's only minus 600, so you got to play the knockout. And for my lastly, Shakur, and let me tell you something. This is what you guys are forgetting about Shakur. There's always a market for a great fighter. And all these people who saying that they don't want to see him fight, at some point their favorite fighter is going to have nobody to fight, and they're going to have to prove that they can beat somebody great. Whether they care about legacy or not, fans are going to want them to fight that guy. And Shakur, until he's beat, you can say he's running or whatever style he's using. At some point, someone's going to want to see him beat. They're not going to say, "Oh, we don't want to see him fight because he fights a certain way." They're going to say, "I don't care what he does. If he's running, you chase him until you beat him," and that's just the bottom line. So Shakur will always have a market until somebody shows the fans that they can beat that man. And that's all I got to say. Good show. Thanks, panel. Thanks for having me 2 cents. Everybody have a good night.
Good night.
Shout out Terrence.
Yeah. All right.
And Shakur does not have no market. That is the problem. That is the problem. Shout out Boxer Hacker. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
2 cents. This was a good chat, y'all. Excellent cook by the panel and the chat. So like I said before, when it comes to the fighters of the past, when you talk about the Ray Robinsons, the Sugar Rays, We talk about the Hagglers, the Hearns. They're all amazing fighters. That's not to take anything away from them. Like these guys are amazing in their time. And like what Naza said, God bless the idols, may it never be your rivals, right? At the end of the day, like the fighters of today, we can't just say that, oh, they will never last in the past. So that's what we always do. We just immortalize the people in the past. But these fighters are today, a lot of them are really good. I think we sort of like underestimate them because we either worship other fighters or we just don't want to see the skill set they have. With that being said, even when you look at somebody like Shakur Stevenson, you can say Shakur is, maybe doesn't sell out like Tank. Yeah. But when you look at his body of work, the kid's accomplished a lot for his age. He's accomplished a lot. From the amateurs to the pros. He did things in the international ranks in the amateurs that nobody's done. And he was
what nobody done.
And I think in the international rank he went like 25-1. Like he was being a lot of like world champions. So like he's done a lot of good things. Like between him and probably like Rasheed Warren, they were like one of our two best amateurs, like as of recent. And even in the pros, he's doing a lot of good things. I just think that at the end of the day, it's because we line him up with Tank, and the fan bases are at odds, and so we start hating on these fighters.
What about the trajectory he's been on, like going backwards?
But he's not. So, like I said, like I'll give you this. I'll give you this assignment. Remember
he's
when
not going backwards?
No, and I'll prove it to you. I want you to go and look at the day after, like he came into the ring with Devin Haney, right? Because that's when they were lining him up to fight Devin.
How was he not going backwards, Boxing Hacker? Can you explain to me how going from main event Saturday to Thursday to undercard overseas? Can you tell me how that's not going backwards?
So the undercard overseas was like a huge event. It was supposed to be like the Fight of the Century.
It wasn't huge at all.
And with stacked cards. So there were a lot. So a stacked card means there are a lot of people that can have their own main events. So him just being on that card itself was big because he gets world recognition. Like a lot of people around the world, not just America, watching it. Also, people from Russia were watching it. And
360,000 people watch Boxing Hacker.
Come on now, let's not do the imaginary numbers, right?
But that's what he said.
You said what?
That's what Shakur said the numbers were.
But he's all probably talking about the U.S. I mean, a lot of people watched it though. At the end of the day,
talking about the global numbers, they did 360,000. That's what Shakur said.
Well, that's 360,000 people that watch him.
But whatever you're saying, it's a regression. But go ahead.
No, it's not. It's not a regression. I don't think anything he's done as far as a regression. At the end of the day, his style is just difficult. And like you seen Rigondeaux, right? I know you said you and your son started watching Rigo, correct?
Yep.
Rigondeaux's style. Rigondeaux had the same exact problem. He was an amazing fighter.
He was more entertaining, and he did.
No, he wasn't. Rigondeaux threw way less punches than Shakur does. Rigondeaux threw way less. He was just way more accurate. He threw way less punches than Shakur. He was hated a lot. He was Rigondeaux got blackballed after being Donaire. So when you're that good and people can't touch you, and unless you're like Floyd and you're just like the cash cow, it's gonna happen. Like people are just gonna try to blackball you, try to not fight you. Look how many people said no to Shakur. Zepeda should be trying to fight Shakur. It shouldn't be Shakur trying to fight Zepeda. Zepeda needs the title. Shakur doesn't need anything from Zepeda.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you see,
he's desperate for the fight,
huh?
Shakur said he's desperate for the fight.
The kid just wants to fight somebody good. He doesn't want. I mean, he's been fighting people that are okay. He wants to fight somebody that shows that he's great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm saying with the whole like. I hear the top 10 guy calling him out, the guy from Cuba calling him. I'm like, I think he just at this point where he's like, I just want to show that I'm great.
He needs to fight so bad that he's not about to fight. Because of money.
I will say this, and I do agree with Coach Eddie with this, right? I do think when Devin, whether they thought it was a real offer or not, they should like played on that. I think if he had fought Devin, I probably would, even though Devin's one of my favorite fighters, because of how weight trained Devin is, I probably favor Shakur in that fight. So like he should have did it, at the end of the day. And he does sometimes like, how can I say, like he doesn't want, even though it's good to feel like you're worth a lot of money, but he does sometimes like, he should sometimes maybe like sacrifice a little bit, to get a lot, Like I do think that's what he has to do. But at the end of the day, he's a champion. People should want to fight him, and they're not, and that's a problem. You know, that's truly the problem. It's not about Shakur. Like, even if you think he's boring or he's the worst fighter on earth, then you should fight him. You know, look at Keyshawn fought what's his name, and nobody thought he was a great fighter, right? And he still fought him because he was a champion. You know, so people should want, and the fact they're not shows as a testament to his skill, and also the problem in boxing where we just have too many belts and people can just like maneuver around each other. You know, so yeah, that's why I want to land with that. Salute to you guys. And you know, like I said, if you're rich, don't get married.
Shout out Boxing Hacker. All right. Crucial content where you go. I was gonna ask you if you was gonna bet on the fight. Let's take a look at these odds real quick, Mr. Greg. If you bet the over under, they do not think this fight. Why is it only 10.5 rounds? Why is the fight only 10.5 rounds? That's crazy. So I could bet the over under 10.5 is plus 150. They don't think this fight gonna end in a stoppage.
Okay.
Look at them odds for the rounds. Okay, plus 1,400. Who betting on the fight?
Not me.
These are some good. Oh, they do not think Boots is gonna stop Stanionis. Dang, that's crazy. These odds look crazy.
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, y'all go check that out. Baby, you gotta turn that down. Boost is minus 600. Stanionis is 425. I wonder if all y'all gonna put y'all money where y'all mouth at. Mr. Greg, we're gonna close us out tonight. What's your final?
Let me get it all out. The Tank Jake Paul fight reminds me of the special attractions they used to do on Top Rank cards with Butterbean. They were only 4 rounds. They weren't to be taken seriously. We don't take that. I wouldn't take this seriously. I would think that if it even happened, it would be scripted. Jake Paul is just too big. His hands are bigger. His body is bigger. He has more strength. Tank, no. They would have to script this. That would be a scripted fight. They probably would have to agree that Jake would only hit him 2 times a round and, crazy stuff like that. I'm glad that it's not happening because it just didn't make sense. And Tank could get hurt by fighting a man that big, trying to fight a man that big, regardless of the skill set. But nevertheless, I'm glad it's not happening. I thought it was ridiculous. Speaking on the fighters of yesterday and the fighters of today, I think what they miss is that we'll use the example. Jake LaMotta was a middleweight with 83 fights that he won, not the ones he lost. The mentality, as I said, the ancestral fortitude, the will, and there's a reason why he was called Raging Bull. Shakur is 135. He couldn't throw not one punch that was going to hurt Jake LaMotta, not one. And he would crack under the constant pressure, the barrage of punches, and the pain that he would endure trying to fight someone like that. As a matter of fact, his corner, his brain trust would be stupid to even put him in the ring with somebody like that, that big, that strong, that powerful. You're going to destroy your fighter. So regardless of how skillful that somebody like the Shakur is, there's a limit to what he's going to be able to do if he decided to move up to 160. He don't have what it takes to fight at 160, in my opinion. And I also say the fighters of today are coddled. So yes, the fighters of yesterday were not. So just the mental stress, the pressure, the pain would break most of these fighters because they're not being put in fights with those kind of fighters, so specifically because of what happens to you after your career is over from fighting those kind of fights and those kind of fighters. So that would never even happen. That's why I say they couldn't stand up to it, because they've never been prepared, trained, conditioned to do the things that fighters of yesterday did in the ring. So I mean, I get it. There's improvement, there's better training, et cetera, et cetera. But they're not built. They're not built like fighters of yesterday. So that's just one of those arguments that really will never really go anywhere, in my opinion, because they're two different eras and two different types of mentalities. I do hope, as I've said before, that Boots comes into this ring as well as Stanionis to show up and show out. Both of them. Both of them need to put on a spectacular performance. It may not be a knockout, but it can still be a fantastic fight if both of them are willing to lay it all on the line. Because this is a unification bout. If am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So you have to fight like that. You have to make yourself exciting if you're going to make the kind of money and have the kind of career that you want to have. You got to do something extra. You got to step outside yourself to go in that ring and have fans talking about you and clamoring to see you the next time and the next time and the next time. I hope they understand that. I don't know if they really have that kind of mentality. I hope they do, and particularly for this kind of fight. I hope they prepared to do something different. I hope they prepared to show more than what they've ever showed before to make it exciting and make us want to talk about Boots more. Because there hasn't been the kind of promotion for this fight, at least I haven't seen it, that makes you want to hurry up and go see it. I want to see it because I'm a fight fan and I like Boots and I like to see what happens to these young guys, even if it's not the same as the yesterday's fighters. This is today. So I'll stay in today and see what they can do and how they develop, if they do it all, beyond what they already are. So I am looking forward to that kind of fight. This was a great panel. And Hacker, you need to find you a wife and you need to change how you think, or at least evolve on how you think. I'll just say that. You know, money isn't everything. A lot of us have had money, a lot of us has blown money. But
Mm-hmm.
when you have someone in your life, it's much more valuable to you than whatever kind of money you have, whether you become a millionaire. I mean, there's some guys and some men who never become millionaires, but they stay at six figures. Some stay at five figures and have a most enjoyable and happy life with the woman that they chose and maybe even have some children. So it's not about money, it's not about fame. I know how fame and money can change some people or bring out the worst in some people. Whether you're a boxer, you're an actor, a musician, sometimes, and particularly for men, your ego can get the best of you because everybody's trying to get at you. You're getting all the things you ever thought about just thrown at you. That's where your character comes in. That's where your discipline comes in. And you should have, hopefully, you'll have that already intact. So when the fame and the money, if it does come, you'll be better equipped to handle it. So that's what I'll say about that. Well, I hope you haven't been caught with no phone number in your phone, and nobody else.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I wouldn't think that you did, uh, and I hope no one else
But see,
got
now they want to disagree. If it was happening for real, they were like, "No, you gotta believe me." Now it's like, "No, if I got the number, then I'm about to call."
it.
Yeah, okay.
You took the number or asked for the number, then you put yourself in that position, and whatever comes from you doing that, and particularly if you forgot you had in there, because now you got to explain it. And what kind of explanation are you really going to be able to give your wife or your girlfriend?
You just gotta be
Won't make
honest.
any sense. So yeah, but this was a great conversation. It's always good to veer off just for a little bit, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for the entertainment value. Uh, I'm gonna ask you again: have you gotten your merch together yet?
I have. I actually just ordered my sample shirt that I made, and then we got hit with all this tariff stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate that that's happening.
So
Did you get
I'm
your
about,
trademark?
huh?
Did you get your
No,
trademark?
I haven't done that yet. I have
Please
to
hurry
look
up
into
and
that.
get that. You don't want nobody to take anything that you created. You got three shows, and you're working on making them very distinctive. Don't let nobody take anything.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, tighten that up. All right, sis. All right,
All
well,
right, Mr.
I
Greg.
enjoyed the panel today. We'll see you Sunday. Are you coming on tomorrow?
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, well, if
I
you
might
come,
pop up.
you'll pop up 4 minutes, see what's up with the fight, see how it shaked out, and so forth,
Yeah.
and see how many people come on and who actually bought the fight.
They still can see it without buying it.
Yeah. I just realized too that what's been happening is that maybe an hour or maybe 2 hours, I guess, after a fight is over, somehow it gets on YouTube or at least highlights of the fight.
Or they put it on there, but it's kind of at a weird angle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see. I want to see the whole fight. I want to see what the corner is saying. I
Mm-hmm.
just don't want to see highlights because
Right.
that's you can understand what's really going on. The corner's telling you the truth. If the guy look how all of that. So those highlights, I guess, for somebody who don't want to pay, they probably will go to that. But then those are not. Those are just partial fans. I'll put it like that. They're not even casual fans. They're just partial fans. They just want to see a few minutes of it and move on, and they want to do it for free, and that's not good. That's not fair to the fighter because they don't know what they go through. But anyway, but yeah, if you come on, just I guess
Yeah,
put the
keep your note turn. Make sure y'all hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I come live.
okay, all right. Well, you go ahead and get you some rest. It was enjoyable. Again, shout out to all the panel, to all the chat, and all the good things that they had to say about what we were talking about. And I will hopefully, if I don't talk to you tomorrow, I will talk with you Sunday.
Shout out, Mr. Greg.
All
Thank you
right.
for
Good
coming
night.
up on the panel, giving your 2 cents. Thank you for everybody for joining me tonight. Ooh, hold on, I gotta get something to drink. All that talking, your mouth get dry. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Excellent panel, excellent show. If you're listening to the replay of this live, make sure you put listening to the replay in the comments. If this is your first time hearing you listening to the replay and you subscribe to the channel, put I subscribe in the comment section so when you come by the live stream, I can know who you are, be a little bit familiar with you already. Listen, I hope Boots shows up and shows out tomorrow. I might be live watching the fight. I'm not gonna say calling the fight because I can't really call a fight because I'm gonna start watching it, and I'm not gonna be talking like that. So y'all come through with me and kick it if I go live as we go through the fight, because I hope he have a Romain Villa moment and he just gets in the ring and just makes an example out of Stanionis. Stanionis has been out of the ring. I think Boots is stronger, faster, more athletic, just higher IQ, just an all around better fighter. But we going to see tomorrow, and I can't wait. I'm not sure what's going on with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. Tank told y'all Eddie Hearn was a snake in a suit. I'm not understanding why he is not investing, or it seems as though he's not investing any money into Shakur Stevenson to try to get him the fights made that he want. Maybe there was a misunderstanding about if he had to fight in Saudi, if he had to fight in America, what the pay would be, if it would be different. Maybe that's what's going on. Because we watched the video with Shakur Stevenson saying F them. He's still beefing with the quote unquote towel heads, according to Shakur Stevenson. Will he make the Zapata fight? What will happen with that? I guess we just gotta wait and see. Everybody's waiting to see. Everybody wants to see him fight Zapata. And if he doesn't fight Zapata, again, it will be another instance of over promising and under delivering. It's not Shakur's fault Zapata ducking him. Maybe. But that is the feeling that he leave his fans with. Right? So we'll see what happened with that. Tank versus Jake Paul. Maybe the fight was happening, maybe it wasn't, but it's not. He's fighting Lamont Roach next. And I wanted to touch on that real quick with Lamont Roach. When Lamont Roach first started his I didn't get knocked out by Tank tour. I was like, okay, cool. He doing what he should do. He doing a couple interviews. He's selling the rematch. And then he's still doing interviews. And I'm like, bro, you dragging it. You dragging it. Are you focused on the rematch? You got money and some attention? Are you focused? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing so you can be your best when that rematch comes? Because nobody wants no excuses. We need another great performance from you like you had before, if not better. Are you focused, Lamont? Are you in the gym like you need to be, Lamont? You all in the videos, doing interviews, contradicting the hell out yourself? Stay focused. We've seen the same thing happen before. Good performance, big paycheck, fall off, lose focus, terrible in the rematch. But I could be wrong. That's just my 2 cents about the situation. I'm not saying he doing it. I'm saying he could be. But y'all let me know what you think by dropping your 2 cents below in the comments if you're listening to the replay of this live. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, kicking you off the panel, putting you on mute, timing you out the chat, leaving you in the background, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.